Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Happy Monday, everyone. Live from the Real Talk Studios, A2D Radio, A2D Live, the Sports Hounds. Live from the Real Talk Studios. As always, we're brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, certified accountants. Visit GibsonMayerLLC.com. Also brought to you by Scanzano Sports for all your sports needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike, Glendora, New Jersey. Visit SportsOutletInc.com to check them out. I'm Rob Brakeman. He's Kyle Meager. Brad Ryer has the night off. Frank Vesby on the ones and twos. Poll question of the night. After another disastrous weekend to another awful team, is Gabe Kapler the main reason for this team's struggles? And I am going to call them struggles, despite them being 5 games over 500, Kyle, because this team should be better. And I put the blame squarely on the manager. His outlook on the game is flawed. He doesn't look at baseball the right way. He's too analytics. His players don't respect him. Why, Kyle, do you think that Bryce Harper, Segura, Realmuto, all having down years under this coaching staff?
Well, to be honest, Rob, I don't think it's the manager's fault. I really don't.
For the life of me, I can't understand you. So try and sell me.
All right. So
try and sell me.
So the manager's job is to what? Manage the team. Okay, obviously.
Not micromanage.
He's not there to go out and hit the ball. He's not there to go out and field the ball. He's there to manage the team. These guys aren't hidden. They're creating errors in the outfield. They're not playing what they're being paid to play. You get what I'm trying to say? With that being said, they're still 58 and 53. How is that possible when this team has went completely stagnant for a month or 2 months?
If you want to tell me that they lost that game on Friday night, and Friday night's at the forefront in my mind because the incompetence of Gabe Kapler to run out of pitchers and just wave the white flag and put Roman Quinn out there who throws 75 miles an hour, when if you have to pitch a position player because you run out, that's fine. Adam Hazley pitched on Virginia, a national championship contender. He was a two-way player, 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball. Why don't I put him on the mound? Not someone in Roman Quinn who throws 75-mile-an-hour lob pitches in. It's like wiffle ball. Of course they were going to lose the game. Gabe Kapler quit on the Phillies Friday night. He quit on the fan base Friday night because he doesn't know how to manage a bullpen. He manages every game like it's the 7th game of the World Series, and it bit him in the ass yet again Friday night. And I don't understand how you don't see it.
Well, honestly, I don't think he knows what to do at this point. Because
he doesn't know what he's doing, period.
Yeah, but you're looking at this team. They're one of the more dynamic offenses going into the season. 2 weeks into the season, everyone thought that this team was going to go to the World Series. They're going to be the NL representative. Now it's like, where the hell is this team going? All right. Now, I get everyone's frustration with Gabe Kapler. It looks like he could be playing over a lot of these players. Just look at him. He looks like he could be on the field right now. People are always going to go to the manager because he's always going to be the scapegoat. All right. No matter what. He is the captain of the ship. If the ship goes down, he is the front man to go down with
Kapler,
the ship.
you're saying.
All right, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Everyone's going to blame the manager. It's just like when Doug Peterson had a bad season with the Philadelphia Eagles. People were blaming Doug. People were saying to fire him after 1 year.
Yeah, but Gabe never lost the locker room.
Brett Brown, a lot of people
I still don't think Brett
out.
Brown's that great of a coach. So,
but the thing about managers and head coaches is everyone's going to go to them first because they're managing the team. All right? I don't think Gabe Kapler's a bad manager.
But I don't.
Oh, my God. I know you're going to say, oh, my God, to that. I don't think he's a bad manager. Honestly, when I'm looking at a sample size, all right, there's a pretty big one right now because he's had like a year and a half with the Philadelphia Phillies, all right?
Right, and last year, statistically speaking, last year's collapse was the greatest in baseball history. No team that was as many games above 500 as the Phillies were last year has ever, in the history of baseball, since 1905, since Brad was born, since before Brad was born, have they finished that many games below 500.
Right.
So this is a theme here. He doesn't get the most out of this team. He didn't get the most out of Hoskins last year. He's not getting the most out of Hoskins this year. Gene Segura is a career 300 hitter. He's hitting 260 this year. JT Realmuto, he's finally scorching hot for the first time all season.
Right.
His numbers are down in a more hitter-friendly ballpark. Whatever they call their ballpark down in Miami, that thing's huge.
Yeah,
it's not conducive to offense at all. It's a pitcher's ballpark. His numbers are down.
Right.
Maikel Franco, who everyone wants to tell me he's good, and for the life of me, I can't see it. Everyone wants to bitch and moan that they send him down. Look, should Alex Baum be up? I absolutely think so, because Brad Miller doesn't do anything for me at third base. But, if you're going to make the decision to send Franco down to try and get his shit together for a stretch run, maybe he's only down there for a week. I don't know. And then bring him back up.
That could produce in the spot while he's down there,
But they
Who do
had
have,
the opportunity.
Rodriguez guy, is he better than Franco? No, he's not.
Brad Miller's not either. But I understand what they're doing, because Franco, you want to try and tell me in show prep that he only has 3 less home runs than Bryce Harper.
He does.
That's all fine and good.
It's the truth.
That's all fine and good.
Guys,
if you want to spin it that way, that's
you guys
fine.
won't blame Bryce.
Yeah, okay. Its OPS is 100 points lower, and I can't even believe
you won't blame
I
the
can't
guy.
even believe you're trying to tell me that Maikel Franco is in the same stratosphere as Bryce
You
Harper.
won't blame the
that's
guy that's
embarrassing
getting paid
on your
fit.
part.
You won't pay the,
Bryce Harper's underachieving.
Yeah, you
no
won't blame,
doubt about it.
You won't blame the guy
He's
that's
not,
getting paid $30 million a year, but you'll blame the guy that's getting paid
I'm not blaming anyone.
$300,000
I
this
didn't
year.
send Maikel Franco down, Kyle.
Okay.
I didn't do it. I would not have sent him down.
Whose fault is sending Maikel Franco down?
Gabe Kapler,
No.
Clintack, whoever's making the
Clintack.
decisions.
Clintack 100%.
Clintack
He
made
is the
4
problem with this team.
Clintack made 4
Clintack
moves
is
in the last
the problem with this team.
Matt Clintack made 4 moves in the last 10 days that made
Tell me
this
those
team
moves.
better.
Tell me those moves.
He signed Blake Parker. He
Sucks.
brought in Vargas. They're improvements,
okay.
Kyle.
They're not improvements.
Yes, they are.
Getting Drew Smiley, who had a 7 ERA, is not an improvement.
It is
No, it's not.
It is an improvement.
No, it's not.
He's better than the player he replaced. Therefore,
7
it is
ERA
an
is
improvement.
better than the player he replaced.
Do you understand the definition of improvement?
I do. That's not improving. That's not an
Well,
improvement.
Drew Smiley's had two phenomenal
You know
starts.
what would have
and he
been
had
an
one
improvement? Getting Madison Bumgarner. That would have been an improvement.
They didn't do that.
They're too scared. They're little pussies. They will not go towards the luxury tax to save their life because you know what? They would rather lose than spend money and put a winning product on the field. That's what this Phillies franchise is all made up with. That's why you have 2 titles in the last 120 years because they have no balls. They have no balls. They don't give a shit about the fans. They don't give a shit about the city. They care about their pockets and their pockets only. That's why this franchise is a losing franchise.
Okay.
And it's the truth.
Let's look at your boy Matt Clintack.
Yeah.
Let's let your boy Matt Clintack. He made 3 to 4. He brought in Wilson Ramos at the deadline last year. He brought in Odubel Cabrera at the deadline last year.
Okay.
He brought in a couple pitchers last year at the deadline. They still collapsed because Gabe Kapler, this coaching staff, don't know how to get the best of their talent. They're not good managers. They're not baseball people. They don't look at the game the right way. Let's look at this year. You want to say they suck, but they're improvements. And I wasn't too thrilled with their moves. I thought they should have done more.
They don't suck. They're not improvements.
They're
not improvements.
Guess what? Blake Parker is as bad as he is. He's better than the trash that they were throwing out prior to him getting here. Nick Pivetta in the bullpen is a better fit.
Yeah, he's a good fit in the bullpen. I'll give you that.
So now you have Smiley and Vargas to start.
I like I thought Vargas was actually a good pickup. I'm not gonna lie. I always blame Gabe Kapler when he's bad, and I'll give him props when he's good.
In the last 2 years, we have 7-8 moves that Clintack's made at the deadline and the offseason at the 3-4 guys. I mean, Robertson didn't work out. Mm-hmm. Okay, but that's giving you 10 moves done by this general manager that have improved
they
this
haven't
team.
Fit. Those moves
they
have
don't
not fit.
But they don't fit because Gabe doesn't have a clue, is my point.
Or maybe Clintack is really bad at analyzing the game. Maybe he doesn't know what he's doing. That's why they haven't fit.
Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and pound the table that Clintack is George Steinbrenner. But, I mean, it's a theme. It's a theme with the Phillies under Gabe Kapler. All of these players that are all-stars elsewhere underachieve in the Phillies uniform. Why is that, Kyle? Why?
Because maybe they just don't fit.
What do you mean they don't fit?
They don't fit in the city of Philadelphia. They don't fit with this game. Some players have that roadblock in their head. Okay,
Wilson Ramos played great here.
But he pitched with the Mets. He didn't pitch with the Yankees. All right. Vargas has a 6.93 ERA in Citizens Bank Park. He brought him in to improve the team. Yes, he pitched very good his first outing. All right, but it was also against who? The White Sox.
But he pitched 6 innings. Nick Pivetta can't give you 6 innings. Vince Velasquez,
but
who's still in the rotation, which blows my mind.
Yeah, I think Vince Velasquez is good for the bullpen.
6 innings.
I think he's good for the bullpen.
Drew Smiley's giving you
powerful
6,
stuff,
7 innings respectively.
He just wears off.
Drew Smiley had a bad game. He didn't pitch well on Sunday. That's going to happen. He's still Drew Smiley.
What do you mean that's going to happen? He's had a 7 ERA the whole fucking season. It just doesn't drop off.
I feel more comfortable with Drew Smiley in my starting rotation than Nick Pivetta. Because Nick Pivetta is
that's not
better.
saying much because Nick Pivetta stinks.
I agree with you, but it's an improvement. I'm talking about improvements. Which Matt Klentak has been busting his ass to improve this team over the last 2 years.
God, he doesn't
and
know
Gabe
what he's
Kapler
doing.
doesn't need. But you're trying to sit
He's
here and
just
tell me that
throwing
Gabe
names and throwing cash at them. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just looking at names that fit with other teams, not necessarily with the Phillies.
You asked me to cite examples of why Gabe Kapler sucks.
Yeah.
I want you to cite examples of why Gabe Kapler is good.
I literally just why he's good. I don't think he's good at all. Why would I say he's good? I think he's a moron.
You just said it.
I think he's an idiot. He brought in one guy, Jason Vargas, that panned off for one game. All right, I thought it was a good pickup personally because he pitches slow as hell.
I'm talking about Kapler. Why is Kapler good?
I don't think Kapler's great. I don't think he's good. I think he's okay.
I want you to cite in-game examples. I want you to show your work like you just made me do about why he's not a good manager. And then his press conferences, he has the audacity to tell me.
I don't watch his press conferences.
Neither do I because they make you dumber. You ever seen in Billy Madison where he said
the puppy
who lost his way? Mm-hmm. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Gabe Kapler, I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. The guy's a straight moron. You go out and lose, whatever it was, 4-2 to the freaking White Sox because you can't manage a bullpen and have to pitch Roman Quinn, who's throwing 75-mile-an-hour wiffle balls to major league hitters. You want to go out here and tell me, oh, I thought the team really, really fought hard. Mm-hmm. You didn't fight hard. You fucking lost.
What is he going to do, throw him under the bus, though?
Someone's got to light a fire under this team. Someone has to. Whether it's Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, one of these players, or Gabe Kapler, maybe John Middleton has to come down and start throwing stuff around.
Maybe.
He's the only guy with a set in the whole organization.
Bryce Harper got paid and then he quit. Sorry.
Okay, Bryce Harper did not quit. He's underachieving, but he has not quit.
He's in the most banned box of a ballpark in America. And
right.
He's hit
if you want to say he's underachieving,
runs.
That's fine. But Bryce Harper's not quick. Bryce Harper hustles every at-bat, every play, and does the best damn job he can
run.
to win.
What does he do? He likes to run.
Cite me an example of how he quit.
Because he has what 71 RBIs, 19
he's on pace for a career high in RBIs.
This was an MVP.
On pace for a career high in RBIs.
This was an MVP in 2015.
Thanks, kiddo. Stay hot, kid. On pace for career high in RBIs. What else you got? Bryce Harper quit. Okay.
You're gonna let me talk? 2015, he was the MVP of the NL.
Okay.
Right? Pretty sure he had upwards of 50 home runs that year. Had over 100 RBIs. That is the player you paid. The player you have right now is not the player you paid.
Okay,
Sorry.
but you said he quit, which is wrong.
He's not playing well.
That's different.
Yeah, for the money that he got paid, in my opinion, that's quit.
Bryce Harper has not quit for 1 second on this team the entire season, despite his incompetent manager. Let's go to some comments. Michael Kleinkoff, yo boys, catch out Michael Kleinkoff on the happy hour every Thursday night here on A2D Radio, A2D Live. David Roscoe, what's up, boys?
What's up, David?
What's up, Roscoe?
How are your Angels doing right now?
Not good. They're down. I think it's 6-0 now to the Reds. Just not good baseball.
No,
their party's over out there in LA. We're gonna go around the MLB real soon. Brian Beatty, sup, boys? Have a good show and go Birds. Got a game Thursday.
Go Birds! I'll be there.
Got a game Thursday.
I will
Kyle.
be there.
I might go. I might stop by.
Yeah, do it. You know,
Jake Friel. Check out Jake Friel, Tyler Weston, and yours truly, Kyle Meager. Every Saturday at 1 on the weekly roundup. That show is exclusively on A2D Radio, A2D Live.
Yep. Those are my boys.
Chico Boss. They have batters, no production. Look, I mean, are the bats underachieving? Yeah, but everyone underachieves under Gabe Kapler. Everyone. You bring in Mike Trout here, he's going to underachieve under Gabe Kapler.
Come on.
The proof's in the pudding, Kyle. You just don't want to read
You
the
just
writing.
said you just said Mike Trout would underachieve. One of the best baseball players ever, in my opinion, would underachieve being on this team.
The proof's in the pudding. Everyone underachieves.
Because of a manager and what he says. You'd think he'd underachieve. No, he's actually a good baseball player.
Tom Arnone. Let's get Tommy in the mix. Tom Arnone, Gabe Kapler needs to fire immediately. Everyone has the worst years of their careers here. Look at Santana. He stunk here, and he's back to Cleveland.
Santana played the field here.
Yeah.
He's a pure DH, Tom. He had another responsibility. He's not used to playing the field.
Carlos Santana was a bust here because in the American League, he only has to get off his ass 3 times
Exactly.
a game, and he can DH.
Come on, Tom.
I saw that.
Tom,
I
you're
saw,
smarter
I
than
saw
that.
that
Come on,
coming.
man.
I saw Carlos Santana having a good year from a mile away.
Yeah,
mile
exactly.
away.
Yeah, he's a good fit for the Cleveland Indians.
He's an American League player.
Mm-hmm.
Where were we at? Bryce didn't. Tom Arnone, Bryce did. Yeah, everyone has down years under Kapler. I totally agree, Tom. Kyle's making 0 cents. Shocker.
Yeah.
It's because of Kapler. Tom, I want you, because me and Tom, we think alike on Kapler. I want you to articulate in a few sentences why Gabe, maybe he'll come down the steps or come burst in the room like he does sometimes, of why this guy should be fired. Because what I'm saying to people about Franco and Kapler, and first off, on the Franco thing, I don't see how you can tell me that this guy is a good player. He's 14 home runs. 10 of them were in April. Like, he's done nothing since, and everyone wants to freak out because he gets sent down.
He has power,
I don't
man.
get it.
He has power. You know,
he
you
had
just send
power
him down.
in April. He has 4 home runs in the last 3 months.
Which
4.
You could put him on the bench. You have the pop off the bench. You don't have to completely send him down.
The problem is you can't afford to put him on the bench.
Why?
Because you need him in the lineup because he might hit a home run because you don't have any other
Wait,
options.
so you might need him in the lineup, but you completely send him down to AAA. What? Come on, man.
I didn't send him down for the billionth time. I wouldn't have sent him down. He should not have been sent down. The only reason you could somewhat justify sending Maikel Franco down is if Alex Boehm is starting at third base tonight, which Alex Boehm is not starting at third base tonight. So it's a
He's in red and according to Vespi.
He is in Reading.
AA.
He's raking, but I don't understand why you got to keep this kid. Give the kid a shot. Let Franco get right in the minors, hopefully, and let the kid play. If the kid stinks, you've had a black hole at third base since the 14 days into the season.
Franco's glove is pretty hot, though. He's a good fielder.
Okay, you can't contend in the National League without a basher at third base.
Yeah, well, now you're not going to have a basher at third base, and now you're not going to have a fielder at third base.
But you don't have a third. He's good enough glove.
Come on. You just took away a really good glove at third base.
First off, he's an okay glove. Really good glove.
I think he's pretty good.
A complete stretch.
I've seen some amazing plays by Maikel Franco. I think he's a really good third baseman fielding-wise.
The guy's okay. Like, he's okay at fielding.
But okay is good enough not to be in AAA. Agree or disagree?
I don't disagree with that, but I'm not going to sit here and pound the table and call the Phillies a bunch of morons for sending a guy down that has a 703 OPS.
You know who I think stinks?
Who?
Scott Kingery. I think he
How does he
stinks.
stink?
I think he absolutely stinks. Everyone's like, oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy on the field. I was taking a look at Scott Kingery in depth. This guy has not done shit the last week I've looked at him. At all. All right? He would literally ground out the second every single time he comes up. He would slowly run out the base. And he would do nothing.
Look, is Scott Kingery like an MVP all-star player? No, but he kind of like Reese Hoskins.
Like shit.
He's not shit.
He
Come
looks
on.
like shit. Every single time I've watched him in the past weeks,
But you only
he's
watch
looked
the
like
Phillies
shit.
like two, 3 times a week.
No, I watched him a lot more because I have to now because I'm on a show. So I've been paying a lot of attention. I actually went to the game last week when they played the San Francisco Giants when Jeff Samardzija and Vince Velasquez pitched against each other. And it went about 5 innings until they gave up the runs. So I mean,
right. That was game one. That was game one against a bad team.
Yeah.
Giants were a hot team. I wouldn't call
they
them
were a
good,
hot team for like a good month.
but they weren't a good team.
Right.
They're a hot team.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they always lose game one to these bad teams, and it puts immense amount of pressure on the clubhouse to win the next 2. And most of the time, they don't get it done.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Bob Brinkman, I think something happened with Franco, but we will never know. Maybe a blowout with the manager. You know, I hope Maikel Franco told Gabe Kapler to go fuck off, and that's why he got sent down. I'd buy his jersey if that happened.
Maikel Franco.
Honestly.
What else we got? On the YouTube, we have Bryce Blackwell. Nitro, hey, what's up, man?
Bryce.
He also
Love
said,
Bryce.
And then he also said, I wouldn't say they don't care. During a 5-year run, we could have had 2 titles. Our farm system blows. Got to make changes. He was talking about back in 2000, what? 2010.
Right. Well, the Phillies don't groom talent. The one time they groomed talent was that core of guys: Howard, Utley, Rollins, Hamels, and you won a World Series.
Yeah.
But nothing seems to click.
Right.
And they keep their guys down until they're 25 years old, like they did with Howard.
Yeah.
They'll have Ryan Howard on the cusp, then give Jim Thome $100 million to come play first base. It makes no sense. Is that all we got on YouTube?
Yeah, for right now. We had Renee saying, "Hey, what's up, guys?"
Well, what's up, Renee? Thanks for checking in. I just can't with this manager anymore. I just can't. He's turning my hair gray. He drives me to drink. I just can't do it. Any competent guy.
Well, everything drives me to drink. So.
But Joe Girardi, Joe McEwing is the guy I'd like to see get a shot.
Inform me.
Former Met. He was on that Met 2000 World Series team. He's from Bristol.
Mm-hmm.
He was with the White Sox as the third base coach for a while. I'm not 100% sure what he's doing right now, but, I mean, Philly guy, Bristol, born and bred. Let's give him a shot. This guy can't do it.
It's probably at your local shop right now. Bagging
I'd
groceries.
rather have a guy at the local shop managing this baseball team right now because Gabe Kapler stinks.
So what you're saying is you'd rather have a homeless person on the corner of Kensington and South Broad managing over Gabe Kapler.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Just
He's that bad, Kyle.
Okay.
He's that bad. Let's go around the MLB.
Let's do it.
Not a very active trade deadline until the very, 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 very last second when Zach Greinke goes from the Arizona Diamondbacks to the Houston Astros. So the Houston Astros are now overwhelming favorites in the American League, at least in my opinion.
I wouldn't say that.
Kyle, you're gonna have Verlander, Cole, and Greinke in the first 3 games.
Yeah, they have a good
of
pitching
the
staff.
series.
They have really good pitching staff.
They have good offense too.
I don't think Zach Greinke is as shut down as Justin Verlander. Justin
No, I
Verlander
agree with
always
that.
kills us.
Justin Verlander kills everyone.
Yeah, it was a good pickup for them because they know that the Yankees are very powerful, and they know that's the team they're going to have to compete with in October. So what they did was very smart. With that being said, I still at full strength. I still think the Yankees are the better team.
But the Yankees, it doesn't look like they're ever going to be at full strength this season. So we got Parrot Boy, Edwin Encarnacion,
He'll be back by the
fractured his
playoffs.
wrist. Luke Voigt
He'll be back
has
by
a
the playoffs.
sports hernia.
He'll be back.
But-
Sevy will be back before the playoffs. We might bring out Levi Garcia. He's a top pitching prospect. We'll see how he pans out. Maybe he'll help us out in the
What's
postseason.
going on with Sevy?
Sevy's coming back soon. I think he's coming back next week. So that should be really important down our stretch. If we have Domingo, Sevy, and Tanaka or Paxton.
Well,
as our
Domingo
third-
Herman is your game one starter. No doubt about it.
Right now, yeah.
He's better than Masahiro Tanaka, even though Tanaka has
Tanaka
the experience.
pitches well in big games. That's the thing. Like
That's
he's
fine.
shut down
Game two is
completely.
big. I'd rather have the guy with the better stuff on the mound.
Yeah,
in game
Domingo's
one.
been awesome. I love Domingo. He has 14 wins this year. 14-2. It's pretty damn good. His ERA isn't that great, but he has the wins. And he was actually out for like a month, which is weird.
And then the Yankees. Everyone thought that the Yankees were going to get Marcus Stroman.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to the Mets, get him. Who the Mets are 9-1 in their last 10, and charging hard for this wild card. Now it just came out today that Robinson Cano has a torn hamstring. He was just starting to really heat up, but
Right.
you got Thor, you got DeGrom, you have Matz, you have Wheeler, and you have Stroman.
Yep.
I mean, if the old adage is you're only as good as the next day starting pitcher, the Mets are pretty good.
They're right on the cusp right now.
Washington's a leaking oil right now, 3-7 in their last 10. I'm not impressed with the Brewers or the Cardinals at all. That's why it scares me because the Phillies are going to be a wild card team in the National League. They're going to make the playoffs. Where they win the wild card, they'll probably win the wild card game, honestly, with Nola on the hill.
Yeah.
And then they'll get swept by the Dodgers because it'll be Smiley, Vargas.
I don't think they get swept. I think if you're in the playoffs at that point, you definitely hit a
Yeah,
run.
but it's Smiley, Vargas, and Velasquez.
Yeah,
in the,
your
in the
pitching
first
staff kind of
three.
stinks, but
That's
at the
see you
same
later.
time, it's. I don't know. I would give them a slight chance
That's
just because
gonna-
they're in
but-
the dance. You have to get there to do something, and just get in. That's
I
what
agree.
say.
And anyone who thinks that they're better off not making the playoffs as opposed to making the playoffs.
You're a fraud fan and stop talking. Yep.
It's the dumbest thing ever. It's like the Flyers. Like, I don't care if you're going to play Tampa in the first round and get swept in 4 games. I want you in the dance.
Yep.
We see it in hockey all the time. Get a hot goalie, Carter Hart. You get some guys hot. You know, you put some things together. I mean, the Hurricanes knocked out the Lightning in the first round.
Sweep.
Tampa Bay did not win a playoff series last year. That could have been the Flyers.
How did they not advance? And they got swept. They didn't even not advance. They got swept. That's not good.
No, they didn't. They lost Game 7.
No, we were talking about Tampa Bay versus Columbus, right?
Columbus swept? No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're right. Because Carolina played Washington in the first round.
Yeah, Columbus
I was
swept.
mistaken.
Yep.
All right, Greg checks in. What's up, fellas? Absolutely agree with the poll. Short players deserve a lot of blame at this point, but every player under Gabe Kapler has down years. How's Carlos Santana doing this year? We just talked about that. I mean, I saw Carlos Santana's breakout this year coming from a mile away.
That was coming, yeah.
I mean, he's only got to get off his ass 3 times to be a designated hitter in Cleveland. So he doesn't have to play first base. And then getting his contract off the books allows you to sign Harper and get Rhys Hoskins back to first base, his natural position.
Right.
The blame falls completely on the coaching staff, and the idiot leading that staff is Kapler.
Yeah. Well,
I agree. I would like Greg or Tom or I would like someone else to help me cite specific examples. Because Friday night is just the breaking point for me. And the whole first half of the season, all the Kapler haters, I said, let's give him a chance. They got a good record. Like, let's give him a chance. Everyone hated Doug Peterson at first.
yeah.
You
It's
remember
the
that?
same exact thing. It's literally the same exact thing.
It's not the same exact thing.
It is,
because he's had enough time to right the ship and show these guys. He doesn't learn from his mistakes. He makes the same mistakes every single night, week in, week out, game by game. It's the same thing. Ooh, they got him at the plate. Nice play. They might challenge that. That looked close.
Oh, great. We're tied with the Orioles. Awesome.
But I can't disagree with Greg. I mean, JT Realmuto, down year. Gene Segura, down year. Bryce Harper, down year. Rhys Hoskins, not that great. Scott Kingery's not developing. Like, at what point do you have to change the coaching staff, change the manager? Because they're going to make the playoffs, and that's going to save Kapler's job.
Yes,
We'll
it
be
will.
stuck with them.
Yes, it will.
We're stuck with them for another year. They'll never win a championship under Gabe Kapler.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I think you could put some blame on the manager, like I just said earlier, but at the same time, I don't think he's the brunt of the blame. The players have to perform. If the players are performing, the manager doesn't have to do as much. And, he's basically a Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr doesn't have to do shit. And
now, I don't agree with that statement. I don't agree with that statement at all. NBA coaches have to manage egos. That's their main job.
What do they have to do? They tell them to go out there and play, and they win games.
It's way more complicated than that.
You could coach that team.
No, I couldn't.
You could coach that team.
No, I
Just
couldn't.
say go out there and play, and they play. They don't miss 3-point jump shots.
How come Mark Jackson couldn't do it then?
He was doing it. They just saw Steve Kerr as a better fit for whatever reason. Mark Jackson had them in the Eastern Conference Finals, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
They were the 8th seed and got
they
bounced
weren't.
in the first round.
No, they weren't.
Kyle, you're wrong.
No, they weren't. Mark Jackson had them at least in the second round of the playoffs when he got fired. At least.
Frank, can you look that up, please?
Regarding Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson. Career.
Well,
is this with the Warriors?
Yes,
or
when
with,
he got fired.
So the Warriors.
When he got fired. I didn't even look anything up either.
Let's see. Coaching career. All right,
it has to be at least the second round.
I think it was let's see, 2014.
They've turned in regards to the coaching for Greg chiming in. It's not the same thing because Doug actually made adjustments to his weaknesses. Tam Boyd doesn't make any adjustments. I agree with that. Gabe Kapler is more like Chip Kelly than he is like Doug Peterson.
They were a 6 seed.
6 seed. When did they lose?
They lost in the first round to the Clippers in 7.
7. Okay, 7. So it was.
And then they booted his ass out, and they got.
Because they saw
Kerr.
potential. Yeah, they got Kerr.
But Mark Jackson hasn't coached since, so no one else.
No, he
really
hasn't.
seems
And
to
people wanted Mark Jackson to replace Brett Brown. I'm like, no, I like Brett Brown.
Yeah.
So.
Greg also checks in. Only some. Come on, man. You're too smart to make an assumption like that. MLB managers are a lot more hands-on than NBA coaches. Of course, you didn't make anything
have to
up.
hit
Just
Greg.
spewing nonsense.
Players have to hit Greg. He is Mr. Negadelphia. He is. You know, he's
But
negative
Kyle,
about all
you've
of his
yet
teams.
to explain why every player that this team acquires has a down year under this coaching staff and manager. You've yet to explain that to me. Clintack does his part. He brings in improvements. He made improvement at last year's trade deadline. He made improvements in the winter, and he made improvements at this deadline.
Yeah, he made improvements by getting a splash of Bryce Harper. Other than that, what did he bring in?
Gene Segura is not an improvement at shortstop. It was supposed to be.
He's a good player. He's a very good player.
But he's not a good player this year. He's not.
He's hitting, what, 260?
Yeah, that's
He was
not
he was
good.
hitting 330.
And he's not the fielder he was hyped up to be. That's for damn sure. And he dogs it just way too much.
Yes.
To be a winning
sometimes
ball
sometimes you
player.
miss on players. He took a shot there, and sometimes you miss. I don't think he's terrible though. You know.
No, he's not terrible, but he's in that Reese Hoskins, Scott Kingery tier of talent.
Right. Okay.
But he was brought in to be like, that's not Matt Clintack's fault that Gabe Kapler can't get the best out of Gene Segura.
Okay.
It's just not. Same with Real Muto. Real Muto's defense is there, but this past 10 days are the first.
Bless you.
Thank you. These
That
last 10
sneeze was brought to you by
days,
Specialized Physical Therapy. Just
Yes, sir.
the last 10 days are the first signs of life offensively, consistent signs of life from Real Muto. I mean, it's August, Kyle.
Yeah. I mean, it is August. It's the first week of August. We'll see where the train goes from here. What is Greg saying now?
Yes, players do have to hit, but if they try to pull every baseball instead of hitting the ball where it's pitched, is coaching, hence why we strike out at an alarming clip. That's another great point by Greg. This team strikes out way too much.
Yeah, I remember the Yankees striking out a lot last year, too. And guess who our manager was? The AL Manager of the Year this year. So, it's – I can understand what you're saying, Greg. I really can. But at the same time, the players do have to perform.
Aaron Boone has the respect of his locker room. That's evident to me.
But the team that you're talking about right now is 5 games over 500. It's not like they're 5 games under 500, And I just don't see.
But it's the optics. It's the optics.
It's
the
just
optics
a little
of how
weird to
they
me. I
got
don't get
there.
this fan base.
But
it's just a little weird to me.
They should be 10 to 11 games over 500 with a competent
Yeah, but the
manager.
Braves are a better team. That's why they're ahead of you 6 games up on the division. They're a better
That's
team
6
than
games.
you guys.
That 6-game gap is the incompetence of
But
Kapler.
they're a better team than you guys. All right? Talent-wise, they're better than you. All right? It's not like, oh, we can beat the Braves. No, they're just better than you from top to bottom, So you can't say, oh, if we had a different manager, we'd be better than the Braves. No, you wouldn't.
The 6 game. First off, the Braves, they're a good team.
They're
not
a
a
really
great,
good team.
They're not a great team. They've hit their slump.
They have a lot of talent on that team, man.
They do. And
Yeah.
I think the Phillies have a lot of talent in their everyday lineup too, but this manager can't get the best out of them. Greg Milikovic, these game apologists can never give any facts as to why he's good. They just put blame on the players because players play. That's a cop-out.
Hey, Greg.
When this is his second year in a row, we've seen bad baseball for long stretches.
Hey, Greg, give me 3 situations where Kapler has been bad in game. Game.
Greg, please give
All right.
him – because Friday night is like the poster
All right,
child.
forget Friday night.
Why forget Friday night?
Give
no,
me
because
I was watching the
hopefully-
game Friday night. I know what
hopefully
happened.
Greg, or if Greg is somewhere close, he can come and sit down and just tell examples. Because that's right, game apologists, they just don't want to give. They don't want to. They just want to say players.
I'm not a game apologist.
You are.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying sorry for the guy. I'm
If
just
you
saying he's
don't-
not the problem.
If you don't see that he's the main problem of this organization, I don't know what to tell you.
Dude, I'm an outsider telling you how it is. All right,
But
I'm not a fan.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong though. All right, you guys are blaming. You're putting all the blame on one guy when it's multiple guys.
I'm telling you, the 6-game gap in the National League East standings.
It's because the
is
team
Gabe
in front of you
Kapler.
is better than you. That's why it's a 6-game gap. They have more talent. They have better coaching. They have better everything. They're a better team than you. They were in the postseason last year. You weren't. You signed one guy that could light it up, and he's
But a
not
different
doing
manager gets more out of these everyday players.
it. Come on, man.
They do.
It's common sense. The team is just better than your team.
Is Gene Segura not a 300 career hitter?
Gene Segura is a good player. He is a good
But
player.
he's not a good player this year. He's not.
He's not hitting the ball.
How come he's on such a regression that the second he gets on the Phillies?
Because he can't hit the ball.
But
He's
why?
not hitting the ball.
But why is that?
Why is that?
He's in a 2-month
Because he obviously
slump.
doesn't see
He's
the
in a
ball
2-month
well.
slump.
He doesn't see the ball well.
It's a philosophical flaw in this coaching staff's approach
Why is everyone
to the
blaming
game.
the coach for someone not seeing the ball right? Like, he can't – forget pulling the ball. Forget pulling the ball. He can't hit the ball in the right places. That's not a manager problem. That's a player fault.
Greg Miller, Ralphie Delavecchio said, "Happy Eagles football is back, baby, because baseball is over for Philly. Why not
Oh, my God.
a different Tommy A? Is he coming down?
Oh.
Why not? A different manager doesn't get more out of us. Come on, stop with this nonsense. Different managers can absolutely get more out of these players. I totally agree. Greg says you're an outsider with zero clue of what's going on
because I don't
in the
like
city.
3 of the teams. Yeah, I have zero clue what's going on.
But I mean, Kyle, you want to blame. Who is it? What's going on?
Uh-oh.
Surprise, it's Greg.
Oh,
Greg!
it's Greg.
Oh, Greg! What's
Gonna
up,
bring us
buddy?
over.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
What's up, guys?
Greg.
What's up, Greg?
Yeah, we got to call in. Greg Milikovic. Hear Greg on AM and the PM every Wednesday, and Agree to Disagree every Sunday night. Greg, what do you got?
I'm out driving, so I decided to call instead of keep typing in because it's just getting old. So here we go. Number one, you challenge a play in a fourth inning of a pickoff play where obviously they don't overturn it. Why are you challenging a
Smart.
pickoff play in the fourth inning, first of all?
They got rid of the
Next
challenge,
inning,
yeah.
Next inning, G. Segura steals a base. He's called out, actually safe. Can't get that.
Can't get the
now
challenge.
the inning's
Can't
over with
challenge,
Harper
yep.
up.
That's a blunder, yep.
Or Harper gets a hit or whatever, right? Okay. That's two.
Right.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Why is Roman Quinn pitching when you have a center fielder in there through 90 at UVA 4 years ago?
Ding, 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 ding.
Virginia.
I brought that up.
Yeah, he
it
brought it
makes
up.
no sense.
Why is not? Why is if Vince Velasquez can play the infield or the outfield? Why can't he pitch an inning? Why do you run for the pitcher with 2 outs with Captain Pop-Up up?
But how about what was it? What was it? The bottom of the 12th where he pinch hit Nap for Blake Parker. Just let Blake Parker
What?
hit. Sweep said it last
let
night.
Blake Parker hit. You're just wasting your emergency catcher now. What if Real Muto pulls up? What's Andrew Knapp done all year that Blake Parker can't take 3 pitches and move on? Andrew Knapp popped up to the first baseman or something like that.
Right. The only way that move's going to work is if Andrew Knapp knocks it out of the park.
If he ends the
Which
game,
isn't
and
happening.
he's not going to end the game.
No.
He's not going to do that because he
coup de
stinks.
grace- The coup de grace is you double switch out your leading hitter on the team in Cesar Hernandez, only to have that spot come up with first and third, one
Yeah,
out,
that was so
to have
bad.
the sewer rat Sean Rodriguez, who's still on this roster for some reason, bounce into a 6-4-3 double play, and any type of rally you had on Sunday. Why is Cesar Hernandez out of the game?
But because you and Tom just walked in, maybe he'll jump on for a few minutes with us too. But Tom coaches baseball. Greg, you coach baseball. Like, why is it that, like, is it? I maintain that this team, this manager, this coaching staff has a flawed philosophy to the game of baseball. Like, they're too.
That is absolutely correct. They want their ball players pulling every baseball.
I noticed. Greg, we talked about that. Greg, we talked about that because we know that for a fact. We know for a fact
We
that
absolutely know that for a fact.
they teach you to pull baseballs. When every other why do you think Harper leaks on every swing? Do a frame by frame of his swing. He's leaking his front half, right? His old hitting coach in Washington, Ali, his name is, went back to Washington for a year because he wasn't sure what Harper was doing. So he had to take the job when he had it. I will guarantee you that Ali is the hitting coach for the Philadelphia Phillies next year because your $330 million man is going to decide who this hitting coach is, right? That's one. The hitting coach is a problem. This manager, all I got to give you is one name. I was talking to him last night. I was just saying the dad brought the name up, and I was like, it's a great name.
Joe McEwing?
No, because I said
That's
everybody
my
that comes here has bad years. But then they go back to wherever they came from. They have monsters. JT, down year, right? Everybody is having a down
Talked
year.
about it for 45 minutes.
Carlos Santana is the example.
We just talked about that.
Yeah, but I don't agree with
Yeah,
I
we
don't
don't
agree
agree
with you
with you on
guys on
that.
that. 'cause-
What's not to agree? The guy's been an all-star, a professional.
Yeah,
He doesn't
but,
have to play
I
the
mean,
field.
hold on.
He
hold
doesn't
on.
have to play the
What
field.
does that mean
That's
about
less
hitting?
responsibility.
What does that mean about hitting?
That's
dude?
less responsibility.
No, that doesn't make any sense, dude. I don't care if you play the field or not play the field. The hardest thing to do in sports is DH. The hardest thing to do because you're not playing the field. So now all your
But
focus.
He's not capable. Yeah, but
He's
not,
like a softball
he's
player,
not capable
basically.
of
Stop
playing the
looking.
field.
Look at the numbers. I'm breaking
I know.
down the numbers.
I know, but the number.
You not
Okay,
football players play the sport one time. Before you knock softball players, play the sport.
I'm not knocking
I got
softball
guys
players.
I got guys that look bigger than me that will walk you out of any
I'm not walking.
ballpark for softball players. I traveled the world playing it. Don't knock it.
I'm not knocking it.
All I'm saying is the numbers.
I don't know what that was with
His
the
batting
softball
average,
stuff.
his batting average, and his power numbers, and all his things. Okay, we're down here from where he was. He left,
But-
went back to Cleveland,
But Tom-
and has been an all-star.
But Tom, if he's
So
here,
who's
then
that on?
Hoskins is in left field still.
I'm not talking about that. I don't want him here.
But you're talking
I'm not
about
saying
Bryce Harper
keeping
not
him.
pulling the ball.
Yeah, don't misguide.
You're talking about Bryce Harper not pulling the ball,
No.
but he's good enough to do that on his own. He doesn't need someone to tell him to do it.
You think that over 162 days out of a season, that whatever you're getting chirped to from your hitting coach isn't sinking in?
So
Come on.
He should be good enough to do it himself.
I get it,
So
dude, but why is everybody
despite-
down ears here? Explain that to me. Somebody tell me
he's yet to
why
to
everybody
explain
comes
it.
here and has
He's yet
bad
to
years.
explain it.
Because
So
it's on
you're
one
just going to
person.
put it on one person?
Who's the leader of a team?
The manager.
Your manager's a damn good manager because when everybody got hurt,
Well, parents are.
hold on, when everybody got hurt, they competed.
Yeah.
Because that tells you he's a great manager.
They fit.
Well, no, because he's a great manager.
What does
'Cause
that mean? They
maybe
fit?
your
It's
players just
baseball.
don't fit.
This isn't
Maybe your players just
football.
Don't fit. So every guy that's been brought in here doesn't fit.
That's a basketball.
Asdrubal Herrera, who hit everywhere in his career before he came here and stunk. Okay, the only guy who hit decent was Ramos. But again, every trade we
rental.
made, every move we made, guys have gotten worse coming here. Explain it. Who's it on?
It can't be just on the manager. It has to be the whole coaching staff.
Exactly.
It has to
Don't
be the
go.
whole coaching staff.
We're saying the whole staff needs to go. The whole entire
Okay, then you
staff.
fire everyone. Don't blame one guy.
I'm not. I've been blaming. Babe, you ain't listening enough then, because I've been blaming the whole pitching. You go get the Chris Young that never pitched. That's the Chris Young you hire, not the guy who pitched. You go get the knockoff, the Walmart
How's
shit.
Atlanta treat you with Rick Kranitz?
Yeah, Rick Kranitz is now look like a genius in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when he was a scapegoat and got tossed out. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with this
Now
guy.
Mike Hell was a scapegoat.
There's something wrong with this guy.
Michael Franco stinks,
He stinks.
Bo.
But
He's
Alec
like-
Bohm
You can put him on the
should've brought
bench. You can put him on the bench. He'd have Pop off the
Why
bench.
not give him some ABs down there? Look, should I think Michael Franco should have been sent down? No. And your video was spot on.
He's better than AAA. He's better
Your
than AAA.
video was spot on, Tom. If you're going to send him down, you bring the kid up. You bring the kid up for a cup of coffee. Maybe let Franco work his shit out so he can help you down the stretch.
Yeah.
Send him down for Brad Miller? Like, it's just infuriating.
Yeah, that
Who's
falls on your
making-
GM. Your
Who's
GM
making that?
sucks. Your GM is garbage.
I just laid out so many moves for you. Now I know you're just going to be a troll and
no,
tell
I'm
me
not. I'm being serious.
You're just going to be a troll and tell me that the Phillies, everything they did at the deadline was shit.
It was shit. Who did they get? They got Drew Smiley, who was pitching a 7 ERA.
But
they got Vargas, who was
Kyle,
an okay.
improvements
It was
are
an
improvements.
okay pickup.
Improvements are improvements.
No, improvements are getting a damn good player for your run to October. That is improvements. You didn't improve. You didn't do anything.
But they
You
did
stood
improve.
pat.
I just
when you
explained
know
to
that
you
your
for
team has been on a
45
bad
minutes.
streak for 2 months.
But it doesn't matter who they bring in. They're going to underachieve.
How? You're telling me Madison
Because
Bumgarner comes in here
everybody
and underachieves?
underachieves.
No, he doesn't. Madison Bumgarner
The Giants
is a
weren't trading him.
all-star.
They at the time of the trade deadline, the Giants were right in the thick of it. They weren't giving him up. They weren't giving up Will Smith. They weren't giving up Tony Watson.
They would have given up for the right pieces. Definitely.
The
100%.
Phillies have one guy, and it's at a supreme position of need.
And what did
So
I,
if this
and
guy,
what did I
if this
just
kid-
what did I
and
say
if this
earlier?
kid's the truth, that so much so that you don't want to give up get a Madison Bumgarner, a Will Smith, a Felipe Vasquez. It's Baum. He's the only one worth anything in this
What's he
organization.
hitting right now in AAA or AA or
I don't
wherever
know.
he is?
It's
He's hit
over
his whole life.
300.
He's hit his whole life.
He's hit his whole life. Wichita State, he hit in college, he hit in A-ball, he's hitting in AA. If you're going to send Michael Franco down and you want to tell me you're not willing to give up Alex Bohm for Bumgarner, Greinke, Robbie Ray, whatever pitcher, whatever position player you want to fill
But
in.
he gave up Sixto for a catcher. Makes sense.
But I don't, like I said, I don't think Sixto's that good. Like he's injury
Sixto will
prone.
never be in the majors.
You don't think so? I mean, he's 19 years old. He is injury prone, but I don't know. I think Sixto, I think he's going to be
And
good.
with all due respect to Tom's evaluation and his opinion on Jorge Alfaro, I think the guy is just a mediocre player.
I think he's decent.
He's got some pop. I agree with you.
Yeah,
He's
that's
got a
about
good
it.
arm.
That's about
but
it.
I mean, I'm doing that trade.
Oh, I
10
never.
times out of 10.
I never said I wouldn't. I
Yeah.
do the trade every time.
But why
But-
didn't you give up Sixto for Machado last year and see if he stood pat? You have to take those risks. You know, and he just didn't do
I
anything.
can't answer that.
Well, listen,
I would have.
The problem we're running into.
He probably would have
is
stayed there.
that the problem we're running into is that we can't answer half of the issues here.
Yeah.
and it all turns back. And I understand what Kyle's saying is, you put on one guy, but understand something. We're not. When we talk about Gabe Kapler, we are talking about the entire staff. Okay, so yes, his name gets tossed out there more than the others, but remember something. When I talk about my leader, I talk about all the things that go underneath him with it. So it's never just, Kapler's terrible. No, your hitting coach is a joke, okay, because I could be a better hitting coach than him,
But-
all right? Your pitching coach is a joke,
You are.
right?
Why can't-
Dusty Watman's the only guy with a clue on your staff, and if anybody should have been hired, it should have been him because all the kids were with him coming through the minors.
That's the
all
Iron Pigs guy.
Yep, and all they did was win together. So why not give him the job?
And all they did was win.
So you're going to give the job to an out-of-the-box thinker, right?
At what point is it
And
on
the
the
one
players?
the one former player who got hired that doesn't have a clue.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you first initially hear about the Gabe Kapler hire, you're like, oh, former player, I like it, right? And then you Google, and you're like, we got a freak show. We got an absolute freak
So
show.
you didn't like to sign it ever?
I didn't like it before. The second he got hired, I hated it.
Yeah.
But I let it go. I said I'll give him a chance.
I gave the
and I've
guy.
been trying.
I gave the guy a pass.
People
on
booed the guy
so
since opening day of last year because of what happened against the Braves.
Well, could you pull your freaking? Listen, the guy doesn't know how to handle his staff.
Not a clue.
He
Not a
obviously doesn't
clue.
understand how to get the best out of his players. Everything peaches and cream. He wants to be your best friend. Best friends don't win.
How about his press conference? His press conferences make you dumber when they
Oh my
watch
God.
I don't watch him.
He
I don't
says
watch
weird
press conferences.
words that make him sound smart,
Yeah.
but it just make him
Well,
creepy.
I really love
was
how
having
the
a
guys
conversation
fought.
with
He just
a
lost
guy.
4-2.
What's Greg saying?
14 innings.
What are you saying, Greg?
No, it's funny. I was having a conversation today with actually a writer here, and we were talking about, all right, maybe, the persona that Gabe puts out there, like, I'm worried we handle everything indoors, nothing gets out, and maybe inside he rips guys, right? Maybe inside he does get up on someone's ass and rips guys.
I don't think
But
he does.
none of those stories leak out, though. You know what I mean? Like, if that was happening, you would think somebody would answer a question and be like, oh, yeah, he does really get on us in the locker room. Or they would, in down times, the PR people would leak a story saying how he really reads somebody out in the locker room. You don't see those stories happening, which means it doesn't happen in the locker room.
And that's what my dad.
So,
That's what my dad told me.
you
That's what he
talking
thinks
to each
happened with
other?
Franco. My dad thinks Franco told Kapler to go fuck off, so they sent him down.
I hope he did.
Which I guess it's possible. Bob Brickman, my dad.
What's up, Pops?
We get behind and just swing for the fences. We never try and manufacture a
Yeah.
run.
Look what happened the
You
other
do have
day,
to hit for
Pops.
contact.
Look what happened the
You
other
do
day,
have to hit
Pops.
for
What happened the other
contact,
day? Quinn lays down a bunt. No ball gets in the air, and we score a run. Not one ball in the air, right? Like we
Everyone
don't.
wants
We
to play hero ball.
hold on. Your dad will love this. So Quinn's at first Friday night.
Yeah.
F1's up.
Yeah.
I'm allowing him to try to steal a damn base right now. I'm allowing that to happen.
not
I do it with
analytics.
my young kids all the time. My 17
Not analytics.
Fake bunt, steal. Right? What do you throw? You throw a curveball down low. Perfect pitch to steal on.
Right.
He's probably upstanding because that's how fast he is.
Yeah.
You don't let him steal a bag, and you get a bunt down that ends up getting him thrown out in second. You have to allow him to steal a bag there. You have to. It's
No,
your only
because
guy who
then
can run on cue,
No.
and you don't allow it.
Because then he's on third with whatever.
Another mismanagement.
With whatever 1 out. Friday night was just a comedy show.
10 things I could take out Friday night.
Well,
that day. That's
the,
on you.
I saw the
That's
game on
you.
Friday night. I was at a bar. I was watching it, and I was like, "Wow, they're pitching Roman Quinn." I
All
was
right,
like,
guys,
this is
Hold on.
I'm out.
Greg, love you, brother.
All right.
Listen,
See you
last
guys.
thing I'm going to leave you guys with because I want you guys to rock it out. I talk enough. But, okay, you don't want to throw a pitcher Friday night? Okay. Okay.
Hazley.
Do you not know your own damn roster, brother? Do you not understand that your center fielder threw 90 through 92 from the left side at UVA and pitched in the College World Series and was 7-2 with like a 200 run
They
average?
both
And you don't know that.
yeah.
You don't know that. That's not in your book. You should have been fired Friday night on the spot when you go to Quinn for 2 innings and you got a 92er in your center field. Are we okay here? This is what I can't take. I can't take the obvious shit, the obvious decisions. You don't want to throw Velasquez? How did you find out Eflin was hurt from second base? How did you find that out? When Eflin says in the presser afterwards, I could have kept going. I would have been all right. How'd you know he was hurt from second base? If you ain't going to pitch.
Because he wants to like.
Maybe he pulled up
has
on
the,
it.
He's like Chip Kelly.
Yeah,
He has
that
the
Velasquez
fast-
bat then, who handles the bat better, you
A
probably
little,
get
he is
you
a
probably get a
little.
better bunt down.
Good
right?
outfielder, too.
And then whatever. But you can't make the move after you let the guy bat, dude. Are you okay? Then we're pinch running him, and now we have no pitcher.
Because if you do it, if you just pinch hit Velasquez for Eflin, you can pitch Velasquez then.
Yeah. Yep.
And then maybe Velasquez can't pitch tonight.
Who cares about tonight?
Figure it out.
That's what I'm saying. He's so worried about managing the next game.
Yeah.
When you're in a playoff race, you got to win the night.
Every time.
You got to win the night.
Well, you're playing Arizona tonight,
Their
so see what
problem
happens.
is when they play a bad team like the
That doesn't matter. We
Giants.
just played the freaking White Sox.
When they play
We
the
lost to the White Sox, too.
Giants and the White Sox, they lose game one all the time.
Yep.
Doesn't matter who's pitching, what happens, they lose game one.
We lose to the
That
Orioles
puts-
and the White Sox this year.
That's not the point. The Yankees have.
You have
the
down
Yankees
games,
are
it
a
happens.
squad. They
They
have
go beat up
resolve.
everybody
They have
else,
good leadership. They have. They're not phased by one loss. This team is phased when they lose game one of a series to a bad team, a team they're supposed to beat, and then it gets to Sunday and they just fold under the pressure.
I wouldn't give up on them.
and they
just yet.
lose.
I wouldn't give up on
Listen,
them.
I'm not trying to, but you understand something? None of these guys are having good
They're
years.
in the wild card right now.
None of them are having good years.
Right.
And
And they're going to make the wild card.
They're going to get
because
home field in the wild
The
card.
Diamondbacks said,
listen, I'm not out on this baseball
I'll
team.
probably be at
I'm
that
out
game
on the
for
coaching
free.
staff. I can still root for this team and be out on the coaching staff. I'm not out on the players.
Yeah.
I'm out on the staff. I'm out on Matt Klentak. I'm out on Andy McPhail. Your guy that was in your backyard for
Andy
years.
McPhail has done nothing.
And he was in your backyard and your guy for years in Manny Machado. And you're telling me 270 or 280 is out of your price range? He's a better player, dude.
Yep.
He's valued at 330. Okay, Harper sells more tickets, I get it. But when you're not winning, you ain't selling tickets anyway.
Not here, no.
If you want to be the
Most
Yankees,
overrated player in baseball.
if you want to be the Yankees, you want to be the Red Sox, you want to be the Cubbies of the world, because you are a top 5 market baseball team.
Big time.
You
Big
go
time.
sign both of them. That's the stupid money. That's what pissed me off from Jump Street about this offseason, is that both of these guys weren't
Your
here.
roster would have been
But
killer.
if Gene Segura's hitting 300 like he's done every season
year.
of his career,
Yep.
does that
Make it a little better? Yeah.
if JT Realmuto, I mean, he's on fire right now.
Yeah,
The
he's
kid's
hitting
on
good
fire.
now.
He's swinging a hot stick
But
right
we
now.
expected 290, 30 home
Yeah.
runs. Like,
Those
Bryce has
going
19
into the
home runs right now.
Going into
That's
enough.
not enough.
no, and
That's not.
and it's not all on him because he's listen. You know how I stand on Bryce.
You're not a huge fan.
Not a huge fan, but I
Yeah.
love him because he's a Philly. But listen, he's hit with runners on.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't crush a guy.
407.
I can't crush a guy that he's
should he hit third and Hoskins fourth?
Yes. Or no.
no,
no.
fourth.
Yeah.
Other way
Because
around.
Hoskins
That's
is
what I
more
meant.
patient.
Yeah.
So like Hoskins.
Yeah, but
sees-
Hoskins will walk, and then there's a guy
and
on
there's a
base
guy
where
on base.
Bryce Harper's hitting
Yep.
407.
But it only
Yeah.
took our manager till what point to decide to do that one?
Yeah.
Like our stupid manager wanted to bat him in the 2-hole when nobody's on base. Like you
Ever.
can't make it up, dude.
Ever.
You can't make it the frig up. I'm sick of it. Then Saturday night you don't play Hazley. Listen, if Adam Hazley's up here, he don't come out of the lineup ever.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, he's
Roman
in left
Quinn's
field.
playing over Adam Hazley. Can we knock it out? Knock it off, please.
Roman
Please.
Quinn's been more productive.
who's-
lately.
I
Wait.
like Roman, but I'm just saying, like
Yeah, but he's a bench guy.
Hazley's who I know. Hazley's a guy I'm trying to build off of.
He's
Yeah.
the seventh
A lot of
pick in the
people like
draft.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Hazley, Baum, like these guys are coming up. I'm building around Harper and these guys.
Yeah.
You know, so listen, I'm not out on this baseball team. Do I think they're good enough?
You can't be. They're in the wild
No,
card.
no, I don't think they're good enough.
But they're better than the. I
If
think
you
they're-
get in the
they're more
dance, you
talented.
have a shot.
They're more talented than the Cardinals. They're more
Yes,
talented
yes.
than the Brewers.
Like, that's the
Brewers-
thing.
Rob, leave it at this.
That's the thing that
they
pisses,
have to hit.
That's
They
the
don't
thing,
hit enough.
But that's the thing that pisses
They
me
don't
off
hit
with
enough.
Greg. You know, he's already checking out. The Cardinals won the World Series when they were 83-79. They got into the playoffs and went on a run. You know.
Anything happens when you get in.
Yeah.
You know. So,
You know?
My bad. But everything happens when you get in, and I'm not. Like I said, I'm not out. I'm gonna be watching tonight. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
rooting for him. But I'm just out on his decisions. In games we win,
Watch 10-game winning streak.
No, I would love it. But in games we win, I can count 3 or 4 coaching mistakes in games we win.
Yeah.
So these when who's the guy who does the interviews after the game? Murph.
Murph.
When Murph talks about the resiliency after losses, I'm almost laughing because I want you to talk about the resiliency in wins. Because I want Murph to say, yo, you guys your manager made like 5 mistakes and you guys just have a ton of adversity. And like I like this baseball team, these players. I don't love our staff, but I love our lineup, and it should be better, especially with the addition of
They
Dickerson.
should have Ricky Boa interviewing.
Yeah, we got to score more than 5 runs a game. Like the whole league does.
Yeah.
And a lineup like this doesn't. It's mind-boggling, and that's why we continue to put it on the staff. Because in 2 straight years where everybody's had down years, J.P. Crawford goes to Seattle, he hits. Everybody goes everywhere else, they hit. They start playing better baseball. Like you can't make it up.
No.
You can't make it up. I don't know what else to say about the guy.
We have high schoolers on the Yankees coming in and producing.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the Yankees are a team. They're a squad. They're supremely talented. They're well coached. They had that same the pitching coach,
Yeah.
whose name escapes you right now.
He's not good, Larry Rothschild. He's not that good. He just goes out there and just calms
Okay,
people
how about
down.
we
That's
trade
it.
all the Phillies coaching staff and manager for the Yankees coaching staff and manager,
Yeah.
so you can actually see how bad this coaching staff is.
Yeah, Yeah.
They would have how many wins do you have now? You post it every day on Facebook.
72.
72. You'd have 65 wins with our manager.
I don't know. Our team's really talented. Like, extremely talented.
All right, so speaking of Yankees, we have 5 minutes before break before we get
Okay.
into some football stuff. Yankees do nothing at the deadline. I was shocked.
wasn't.
I thought they were going to be in some arms. I think they need some arms to contend with the White Sox.
You want to know why I wasn't shocked? The reason why I'm not shocked is because you look at our record and we're doing all this stuff without upgrades. And plus, they're probably asking way too much value off of the assets. So I'm not really mad at Cashman for not doing anything because we do have Severino coming back. Domingo has 14 wins this year. Paxton, I feel like he'd light it up at any time. Hat
always
pitched
seems to be
okay.
something with that guy.
Yeah. I mean, I think Paxton's going to get better. He's had a rough slump, but I've seen some magic out of Paxton. He reminds me of A.J. Burnett. So,
A.J. Burnett was a
know.
bulldog. That's
yeah, in 2009, he was probably our best pitcher, honestly. And a lot of people say CeCe. I thought Burnett's stuff was more electric. So, he definitely reminds me of Burnett a little bit. But the Yankees will be fine. Everyone's like, oh, the Astros got Greinke. I still think we have the best team. I'm sorry. I really do. It's just – I think this
you
is –
think the Yankees are better? I
think this is our year. I
have bread on the Yankees to win the World Series, so they better fucking win.
think it's the Yankees' year. I really do.
So that's my Christmas present money. So
Yeah,
my
there
parents.
you go.
If
How much do you have on it?
I laid out 150 to win 800. I think.
It's not bad.
I got 5-1.
That's decent value.
I had to jump. I mean, they lead the league and lead the runs in baseball, and I'm getting 5-1.
Yeah, the Yankees are up 5-1 right now too. So
there you go. Maybe that's a sign, Kyle.
Yep.
That's
maybe
a
it is.
sign, Kyle.
Definitely is.
But what do you make of the Mets, Kyle?
The Mets are on fire.
They are on fire.
They're
9-1 in their
They're
last
gonna be
10.
500 after tonight. And their
They've
pitching staff
they've
is
won game
dirty.
1. Robinson Cano tore his hamstring, so
Wa-
he's out.
watch
That
that-
actually might help
Watch
them.
that be the wild card game, Phillies versus the Mets. Dude, I would totally go to that game.
And
I'm
I
not even
swear,
gonna lie.
and I swear to God, Kyle, if they lose to the Mets in the wild card game because of Gabe Kapler's dumbass shit, I'll have the meltdown of all meltdowns.
That game's
Me
pretty-
and Greg will do a show.
That game's pretty juicy. I might actually go to that game. Mets versus Phillies. Wild card game.
If the Phillies are home in the wild card game, I'm going.
Why not
I don't
just-
care
why not
what
go
it
to New
costs.
York? It's right up
I would go to
Coburg.
New York or Washington
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
I'd go to that wild card
I'd go.
game.
I'd join you. I would go as a bystander. I'd wear my Yankee hat and everything. That would be a pretty fun one. They'd probably have DeGrom versus Nola, which would be pretty awesome. That was a good pitching matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even. We got to.
That would be awesome.
Let's get
That
there
would be an
first.
awesome game. You want to get to the wild card. You want to have fun. You don't want to waste a season on nothing. So Phillies fans, keep the faith. You've been in a long slump. Hope they get to the playoffs so you can have some fun because the wild card game is awesome. It's incredible. I went to 2 straight of them. Last year against Oakland, beer was going through the stadium. It was just such a great time. You guys want to get to the wild card game. Don't give up on the season yet.
All right. Don't give up.
Yeah.
Please, Phillies. Big series against the Diamondbacks. First pitch at 9:40. I like this West Coast stuff.
Yeah.
Get over the show, settle in,
The West
relax.
Coast is awesome. Yeah.
Love West Coast baseball. Frank, let's take a break. We'll be back. Eagles football begins Thursday, folks. We're talking about the defense, talking about the offense, talking about the Deshaun Jackson. We'll talk about everything Eagles, everything NFL when the Sports Hounds return right here on A2D Radio.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. Sports Hounds, Kyle Meager, Rob Brinkman, Frank Vesby producing. As always, brought to you by Gibson Mayer, certified accountants. Visit GibsonMayerLLC.com to view all their services. Also brought to you by Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill. Visit ScanzanoSports.com for more details. Kyle, we talked about the Phillies. We talked about the MLB. Eagles are back Thursday. Playing the Tennessee Titans at the Link. You're going. I might show up.
I'm going because I'm a diehard fan. I hate preseason, but, I've got to be back in that stadium. It's like a home away from home.
I can only take so much of Reuben Frank and Barrett Brooks telling me how great everyone looks at practice.
Yeah, it's practice.
I need to everybody looks great.
That's why I didn't go to the open practice. Because
everybody can't look
you
great.
can't really judge off practice because everyone's half-assing it. Everyone's going half speed. So
everyone can't look great.
Yeah, you can't make a lot off practice. Everyone's saying Miles Sanders is going to be the next LaShawn McCoy. They weren't trying to tackle him.
I'm rooting for that.
Yeah, they weren't trying to tackle him, though.
I hope so.
It's Miles Sanders. He gave me a really small sample size at Penn State, so hopefully he does transition to the NFL because we do need a running back. But you know what? I'm going to take it day by day because I don't want to get my hopes up for something that might not be there. So I'm going to give it little by little. I'm going to see what happens in the preseason game on Thursday. That first series where Carson Wentz is in the game, and then it's
no injuries.
Ready to go. Yep.
No injuries. I don't care if it's Carson. I don't care if it's the backup lineman. I don't care. I want no injuries Thursday night. Yep. Nothing. But the question I want to pose to you, because I think we both agree that I have no concerns that this team's going to score points.
Right.
None. I think Deshaun's in for a monster year. I think Alshon Jeffrey's a top 10 receiver in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have 2 tight ends that are just absolutely phenomenal in Ertz and Goddard. I think the group of running backs, someone will emerge and
Jordan Howard
get it done. Jordan Howard, Sanders,
Sproles.
I'm not really a fan of the other guys. We'll see which one of those want to step up and make the team.
Yeah, they're filling
the
pieces.
The line should be fine. Brandon Brooks, not Barrett Brooks. Brandon Brooks not being on the PUP list, practicing fully, that encourages me a lot.
My friend says Dillard looks like a stud. So,
the offense is great. They're going to score a lot of points. Is the defense good enough to win a championship?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I feel like the offense is going to carry us more than the defense will shut teams
But that's
down.
how the NFL works in this day and age.
Yeah, it's everything's about defense. Everything's about defense.
Chiefs had a good defense last year. They did not.
They would have shut down. They would have shut down. Yeah, and
Mahomes got him there. Got him to the AFC
Yeah, but look what happened
game.
in the Super Bowl. The defense held the Rams to 3 points, and the Patriots won the Super Bowl, even though they were very mediocre in that game.
Kind of the outlier as opposed to the rule, though, that Super Bowl.
When it comes down to crunch time in the playoffs, defense wins championships. Offense is all fine and dandy in the regular season. You'll be scoring a lot of points, but when it comes down to crunch time, you need defense. And we'll see what happens. I think Carson Wentz is going to put up a lot of numbers this year. I think he's going to have a bounce-back year. But our defense, I feel like we're going to be good. I really do. The only problem is maybe our linebackers, but other than that,
we agree that the interior of the defensive line,
Yeah.
Fletcher Cox,
dirty,
all-pro,
yes.
stud. Malik Jackson, very
stud.
good football player.
Yep.
Jernigan's rotation
The only
guy.
problem with Malik Jackson is he can't really stop the run that well. And that's not a big problem. It's a minor problem.
That's why you have Zach Brown to step in the hole and be
Yeah,
a thumper.
it was a good fill-in. But
are these ends good enough to get home on a consistent basis?
Brandon Graham and
Barnett. I get Barnett's going to start.
Yeah, they're going to fuck shit up, dude. Dude, are you kidding me? That's not even a question.
All right, so who's your double-digit sack guy on this team?
Cox. It has to be Cox this year.
You think Cox gets there from
Yeah.
the defensive tackle
I think our
position?
pressure is going to be way too much this year to the point where he gets through a lot and just completely dominates.
Fletch is a problem.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Like a big.
You know what I love? They
had
had Fletcher Cox at 28 and they had Aaron Donald at 1. Is that really that big of a gap? So I don't know. Like Aaron Donald's a very good player. I understand that, but Fletcher Cox, I feel like he's up there with them. It's just like I don't know. That's a huge gap for me. And Aaron Donald being number 1, I have no problem with. I think Khalil Mack should have been number 1 personally, but I don't know. It was a weird list. Drew Brees being number 2, Tom Brady being 6. It's a little bit of a weird list. To be honest.
Yeah, but with those lists,
Mhm.
you just have to look at the 100 players they selected.
Right. They had Carson Wentz at 96.
Which he wasn't. He shouldn't have been in the top
I don't think he should have been in the top 100 at all. But it was kind of like a courtesy because of the season before.
Because he was like number 3
Yeah.
the year before.
You can't really drop him off that much, yeah,
But,
especially because he played.
Like Jalen Ramsey was 27th.
Yeah, he's very good. I wish we had Jalen Ramsey.
He's a top 10 player. I mean,
He's
a
the
top
best
10
cornerback
player,
in the
like
league.
by far, not
Yeah.
even close to
Yeah.
me. Like the gap between him being the best and the
Yeah.
next best guy is
It's pretty big.
immense.
Because Patrick Peterson's going to be out the first 6 games. So,
Yeah, that's right. He's suspended.
yeah, he's suspended. He did some dirty things. You know, you
Um,
can't do that.
But I mean, what about the secondary?
Secondary. Okay, Jalen Mills is
Not
going to have
prac-
a bounce back year this
but
year.
he's not practicing.
He's not
yet,
practicing right now. My favorite corner on the team is Avonte Maddox.
as is mine.
You know, Avonte Maddox
They're
really showed out
practicing
last
him on
year.
the outside, which is interesting. I thought they kind of had him labeled as the slot guy, but I mean, if he's going to shut down on the outside,
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know who's going to play the slot.
Yeah, Ronald Darby doesn't do much for me. He's kind of like an type of player. You know, you're basically missing LeBlanc. He was whatever anyway. I think our secondary is our weak spot, to be honest with you. Either that or linebacking.
You believe in Sidney Jones?
No, I don't. I never liked the pick. You know,
I've hated the pick.
The-
You take a guy with a torn Achilles
Well, the
in the
rea-
second round of the draft.
Well, the reason why I didn't like the pick is because the Achilles affects the cornerback the most out of any position player. And you never know if he's going to come back the same. And right now, he's looked average. You know, I mean, to pick someone with a torn Achilles in the second round, they have to be like an all-star. You know, and he hasn't shown me anything to be an all-star yet. So that was a weird pick. We could have had Joe Mixon, but obviously he punched someone in the face. So, I mean, that was never going to work out here
Looks
because
like pretty good-
we're
looks like
we're a very liberal team. So I mean that was never going to work here. Although they gave Michael Vick a shot, which was kind of weird. But I don't know. Secondary is okay. Linebacking core is okay. Front four monsters, absolute monsters. So I'll give this defense right now a
So,
B plus.
do you think that they're going to be able to get home with the front four like
Yes.
they did when they were super successful in 2017 and
Absolutely.
successful like they were last
They'll
year
cr-
down the stretch?
They'll create so much pressure that they'll make our secondary look like a
That's what
bunch
happened.
of all-stars.
That's what happened in 2017.
Yep. They'll
You-
make the QB throw off balance.
Patrick
They'll come
Robinson was
home.
the,
Oh, I
a
love
beast.
P-Rob. I loved P-Rob. I was sitting in section 103 for the NFC Championship game when he got that pick six. The crowd was so deafening that
It
I
was so
that
loud.
I thought
It
I
got-
thought I
was
like
at that
got
game
deaf.
too. I was at that game too. Yeah, it was
Awesome.
absolutely deafening.
I had a great view, dude. I was my friend had seats in 103, and I actually was lucky enough to get a ticket on Ticketmaster because I purchased one ticket, all right, and then I sat next to my friend the whole time because I was in that little covey right next to the section, and it was like the best view ever. I don't mind standing during games. I think it's pretty awesome to stand during games. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I'm too antsy. I can't go back and forth. But I'll never forget that game. That was fucking awesome. NFC Championship.
so
game.
what would you say your top 3 things you're looking for in Thursday's game?
Top 3 things I'm looking for is for Carson to get through the first series without getting injured. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm looking at how our running backs adapt. Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard.
Is that all you're giving Carson is one series?
Yeah, you have to because the coaches aren't stupid. The coaches know that Carson has a problem
No,
with injuries.
The Eagles coaches aren't stupid.
Yeah,
I
they're
agree.
not. Yeah, they're not stupid. They're gonna give him one series, and that's about it. They're gonna pull him out, and then they're gonna see what the backups on the team are capable of doing in case they have to use one, and see who looks the best, so they can use him in a situation if Carson were to go down. Right now, I don't think there's a top tier backup on this team. A lot of people like Sudfeld. I'm not a huge fan of Sudfeld. I think one touchdown is a small sample size, but I remember him back in 2017 when he played the Cowboys in the last game of the year. He looked horrible. So I'm not going to put all my chips in on Nate Sudfeld. I want to see what these backups can do. That Thurston guy, everyone says looks terrible. All right, but
Clayton Thorson.
I want to see what he does in a real time situation. All right, before I label him terrible. All right, practice. Sometimes players play better in the games than they do in practice. It happens, you know? So I want to see what these players are capable of doing in live game time. So I'm not going to rip on the guy yet. I want to see what he does, and I want to find our backup that could replace Carson Wentz if he were to get hurt because to me it's 50-50. Everyone's saying he's going to play 16 games. They're hoping he plays 16 games, but realistically, I'm not going to put everything on Carson Wentz playing 16 games. I'm just not. So I'm going to be looking towards the backups, to be honest with you, during the preseason game.
I got to see this secondary.
Yeah.
I got to make sure Rasul Douglas is capable of starting on the outside. I don't know what they're gonna. I don't know what their plan is at nickelback because they're practicing Avante Maddox in the on the outside.
Okay.
Which is confusing to me because I think he's a perfect fit as like a nickel safety kind of a guy.
Mhm.
So is Sidney Jones going to start on the outside? What's Douglas going to do?
Well, Sidney Jones starting on the outside is his natural position. They've had him in the slot, and he's gotten burnt numerous times.
I'm not counting on Sidney Jones at all.
I'm not either. And a lot of people like Ralphie was commenting the other day. They were like, "Oh, I love Sidney Jones. He's going to be so good this year."
Why?
I don't know. Some people say stuff just to say him, like people say I do all the time. I mean,
But like I haven't seen like there's not like wow he's been hurt and underachieving.
Yeah.
But man, that one game against so and so he made some good plays. He gave me reason to hope.
right.
I haven't seen anything like that at all for Sidney Jones.
No, not at all. I can't just say that because he's a Philadelphia Eagle. You
So-
gotta love every single player on the Philadelphia Eagles. No.
So I have Douglas and I have Maddox in my secondary. Obviously Malcolm. He's a
I like
safety.
Douglas. I like Douglas a lot. A lot of people. I forgot about Douglas actually.
He's probably gonna start.
Yeah, he's a hard hitter.
Yeah,
He's a hard hitter. He's a bull, man.
I'm not gonna say he's like a Pro Bowl talent or like gonna be that
no.
caliber, but he could definitely start
Yeah.
in this league and be successful. But isn't the best case scenario like Douglas Jones with Maddox in the slot with McLeod back banging and Jenkins back there banging at safety?
I tell you the truth, I'd rather have Mills in there if he could ever come back.
Well, he's not practicing. I got to see him on the field
Yeah,
before I can.
I really like Mills,
And then
actually. A
LeBlanc-
lot of people aren't high on Mills, but I like what he does in the red zone opposed to what he does in the open field.
Mills' best attribute is that he's a competitor.
Yeah.
He's a short memory. He hits. He can
I
tackle.
love him. I love Jalen
I like
Mills.
the guy too. I like
Yeah.
him. I mean, could I do without the finger wagging after he gets
Yeah,
burnt?
it's a little annoying, but
They all do it.
He's a confident player. I like that. And a lot of people don't like the fact that he finger wags, but listen, if he makes plays, I'm all for him doing the finger wagging. All right, just don't do it on first down.
Yeah, it's like when Zeke gets a 4-yard run. And
He's like
they're,
that.
and they're down by 20 points,
Yeah,
and he's
it's like that.
eating his cereal.
They're down 41-0.
But a couple comments here. Bob Brinkman thinks our D-line is top notch, so he agrees with you.
Oh, they're probably the best in the league.
Do you think McLeod is healthy?
No,
We picked up another safety for a reason.
he's not healthy. I think the writing's on the wall there.
So then you put Maddox at safety. He looked good there at times last year.
Yeah.
There's a lot to figure out in the secondary. I think the talent is there. Jim Schwartz, Doug Peterson, whoever else, Corey Unlin, whoever's going to make those decisions about how to use these guys, need to use this preseason to figure out how to best use these guys during the regular season. So I don't know if I can count on McLeod.
No, I
think
can't.
McLeod is a solid player.
I think he's okay. He was good during the Super Bowl year, but I think he's all right.
And Jank had such a monster year last year. He was the glue that held the whole defense together. Not even just the secondary, the whole defense.
Yeah.
Because
agree.
he played what? He played every snap except for 4 or some crazy stat like that.
Yep.
Crazy.
What did
All
Chrome
right,
say?
Chrome's checking in. Kapler is a big problem, but I said from spring training, this team does not have the pitching to win over a 162-game season. You also can't blame Gabe for McCutcheon's injury and Harper and Hoskins' massive disappointments. There's a lot there. Okay.
It's a lot to consume.
Yes, it does seem that the brass of this organization, being Clintack, McPhail, and the front office, overvalued what Pavetta, what Velasquez, what Eichhoff and Eflin were going to be able to give to this team. Clearly, those guys stink. They're not. So Chrome has a point there. You can't play a game for McCutcheon's injury. Yeah, guys get hurt, but McCutcheon got hurt because Segura was not hustling and forced McCutcheon to get in a rundown, and he tore his ACL.
Yep.
Proving my point that Gene Segura is not a big-time player. He's not a winning baseball player. That's why he gets traded every offseason.
Thanks for the Philly comment. Back to the Eagles.
You also can't blame Gabe for Harper and Hoskins' massive disappointments. But I can blame Gabe for that because every single person that walks through this Phillies organization has a down year.
Yep.
Has a down year.
I can't disagree with anything you're saying.
Their philosophy towards the game of baseball is so flawed that it's cost this team almost double-digit games. Bob Brinkman checks in. I think sorting out the secondary is the primary job of this preseason. Offense is set. We agree.
Offense is 100% set.
100% set.
Yeah. There's no flaws in the offense.
Score a lot
side
of
the
points.
ball. Yeah. We're going to score at least 30 points a game. At least.
You average 30.
Yeah, they're going to average 30. They're going to be like the Saints of last year.
They're going to beat the Redskins on opening day by so many.
They are. I'll be there. I'll be at every game. What am I talking about? I'm going to like 4 road games this year too. I'm ridiculous when it comes to Eagles.
But yeah, back to the Eagles. I don't know. I hope they figure it out how to use the secondary.
We're going to win the Super Bowl this year.
I think you're right.
We're going to win. I'm telling you. The Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl, guys. And it's not because I'm just saying that as a fan. I truly believe on paper this is the best team we've ever had.
Do you think this team's better than the 17 team?
Yep, I do. And guess what that 17 team did?
They won the Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl.
Okay, well, what aspects of the team do you think are better than 2017?
I just think we're more well-rounded, especially on offense. We have 2 stud wide receivers. We have 2 stud tight ends.
Never had the compliment to Alshon before.
Yeah.
Outside of Ertz.
Alshon's amazing. I love Alshon.
He's top 10 receiver. I think he's
yeah.
the most underrated superstar in the National Football League.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the offense at all. Like, there's nothing. There's no holes. It's only the defense, and if you want to find a hole on defense, go for it, because I'm not really seeing one. I'm not. Like, I think that our secondary might be average, but it's not bad, you know? And I think our defense is serviceable. I think we don't have to rely on the defense as much because our offense is going to be so good. So, I mean, yeah, I think we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. Like, I really do. Like, I'm not saying this just to say it because I'm a fan. I'm saying this team is so talented. I don't see a team in front of us.
14.
And don't give me that LA Rams bullshit either, because
Rams aren't making the playoffs.
They couldn't get it done
Not
when it
making the
mattered.
playoffs.
They scored 3 points in the Super Bowl. We would have had another title last year if we got in. All right, so
I know we would have played the Rams in the championship game.
yeah, we would have won because Todd Gurley was dealing with an injury. I mean,
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year.
The only team that could beat the Eagles this year is the Chiefs. That's the only team that could beat them. And guess where we'd have to face them?
I mean, I know everybody hates them, but if Dallas gets Zeke squared away, they have a lot of talent.
Yeah, you know what? I think Dallas is going to be good. I don't think they're going to be better than us, though. Their defense is dirty. Their offense is okay. We'll see. I mean, everyone hates Dallas, biased Dallas hate. I personally get it. I hate the Giants more. I'm just gonna square that away right now.
No, because Dallas's fans are just a bunch of.
But I don't know what it's. But the thing about Dallas fans,
just dirty. I mean, Brad's from New York.
But
he likes the Giants.
Dallas fans are so delusional to the point where you just like kind of brush them off. The Giants fans are assholes. All right, so I hate assholes more than I do delusional fans because they. Back to 95 when I was 3 years old, that's the last time they won. I don't care what the Cowboys do. Who cares? You know, they're not relevant. But Giants fans have 2 titles in the last 15 years. So
much more relevant franchise.
They're a lot more relevant. So, yeah, their fans piss me off a lot more than Dallas fans do because they're right there with us. Even though they're going to suck this year, title-wise, they're still right there with us.
Who finishes last in the East, the Redskins or the Giants?
Giants. I really believe the Giants will finish last. And that's because I just don't think they have the talent to win games. It's really that simple. I
Golden
think
Tate's out. Sterling Shepard.
He's out the first 4
thumb.
games, yeah. Sterling Shepard's out with his thumb. Saquon's going to go off. He's going to be my first pick overall in the draft. Other than that, yeah, their defense isn't that good. Their offensive line sucks. Daniel Jones is going to be back there by week 6. I just don't.
Yeah, you think he gets reps?
Yeah,
that early?
I do. Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to move on from Eli eventually. You're going to have to. You can't. Not everyone stays where they are permanently. Like, everyone gets replaced. And eventually, their number 6 pick overall is going to take over for Eli. And I think it's going to be this year. Pretty early, actually. So. And he was already benched, so it's not like he has the record for wins anymore.
All right, let's go around the NFL a little bit. Tom Brady signed a monster extension today, 2 years. $70 million for a 42-year-old quarterback.
That's a lot.
Kyle, is this the season that the Patriots fall off?
Yeah, I truly believe it.
I watched a Madden simulation like on YouTube or wherever I was watching it. They had the Patriots not making the playoffs.
Yeah, I have the Patriots falling off this year. I think Tom Brady gets hurt. Hopefully it's not before the Eagles game because I want to see him one last time before he retires. I think they fall off because not only do I think they fall off for just Tom Brady getting older and he doesn't look as good, I think the Jets are actually the better team.
I like the Jets more and more every day.
Yeah.
You and Brad are selling me on Darnold.
I like Sam Darnold a lot. He's very poised behind that offensive line that wasn't that good last year. They got a little bit better this year. The defense is going to be really good. They have Le'Veon Bell.
I think
Robbie Anderson.
Temple.
Yeah.
Temple tough, Temple proud, whatever they say.
Yeah, the Jets are going to be really good this year. And
What's
that's
really
going to be
good?
a test. Them coming to the link, that's going to be a test for the first
That's
time
gonna be-
ever.
that's gonna be a hard
for
game.
The first time ever.
That's not going to be a
They've never
pushover
beaten
game.
us.
I totally agree with
They've
you.
never beaten us. They're going
But-
to look to beat us.
I think if they can use that Dallas, build the offense around Bell,
Yeah.
and let Darnold grow as a game manager, then eventually develop into a gunslinger, I think that's their best form. Because
Yeah.
you have C.J. Mosley, who's a beast. You have Jamal Adams on the back end, who's might be the best safety in the whole league.
Mhm.
And then you have monsters up front. Queen and Williams, who's just a barrel of laughs.
Yeah.
You seen any of his press conferences, videos?
Yeah. He's like, he like sneezes and he's like, oh, bless me.
Bless me. He blesses himself after he sneezes. You got to love the kid. Leonard Williams is a top pick. I mean, I think the Jets have a good team. I think you're onto something there. Do they have enough to win the East over New England?
I think they will. I really do. I think New England's got to fall eventually.
You know, no Gronk. Bob Brinkman checks in. Dallas has an average QB, not a championship caliber. But I think they have enough around Dak to make noise. Chrome checks in again. That's the Phillies. The team changed when McCutchen got hurt. They never had the pitching to win in the rotation or the bullpen. Harper has been an atrocity, and Reese is just a guy. Tons of blame to go around. Stop it.
David Roska says the Rams will be back. He was talking to me. Melvin Gordon to the Rams. I don't see it.
So what? Then they're going to – because
Yeah,
Melvin Gordon,
they just paid Todd Gurley
Melvin
like a
Gordon's
ridiculous
not,
contract.
Melvin Gordon's not going to – like the Rams aren't going to pay two running backs.
No, especially that much
You
money.
can make the argument it's smart not to pay any running backs in today's NFL.
Yeah, no.
I think Zeke is
No,
special.
Roska, that's not going to happen.
But-
he's also asking if I'm ready for SummerSlam. I stopped watching wrestling when I was 12 years old, so
Yeah, what is
to
that?
answer that
What is
question.
that tonight?
no, I think it's Sunday. It's usually Sundays.
Sundays.
Yeah,
Well,
my friend's going to. It's in Toronto.
You
so,
can listen to Chrome
Yeah,
on Thursday.
I don't get. See, that's the thing, though. I mean,
Lazy booking.
you could just look at the results in Vegas. You could look
Thursdays,
up the
8.
betting lines and see who's gonna win. Like, it's like I don't know what's appealing about that. But yeah, check them out Thursday.
Isn't that like a sham that you can bet on something that's predetermined?
Exactly, dude. The best.
Why would you bet on that?
The best one is when the Undertaker.
Can't Vince McMahon just like put his
Yes.
whole bankroll on some underdog
Yeah.
and then just book him to win and
It's
then
funny.
change it the next day?
It's funny.
'cause
I'll
he
never.
owns the company?
I'll never forget it. The Undertaker was a minus 16,000 against Brock Lesnar, and at the last second they switched the result, and then Brock Lesnar won, and then everyone was shocked because it like never happened before. And imagine risking $16,000 to win 100 and losing on a predetermined sport.
You shouldn't bet on something that's predetermined.
Oh my God,
QB
that was a shocker though. I was actually watching that one.
QB play dictates wins in the playoffs. Look at what we did to Minnesota. Good point. Because Case Keenum stunk and they couldn't get it
Yeah.
done against Nicky
I wasn't.
Six.
I wasn't scared of Case Keenum at all.
Yeah, the
All you
Eagles
had to do
were-
was pressure him, and he
the
looked like a
Eagles
little
were underdogs
bitch.
that game. I pounded them until my fingers bled.
Yeah, they were 3.5 underdogs at home.
Home dog in the title game.
And then Nick Foles
Thank
Nick
you.
Foles threw the best
Thank
game I've ever seen
you.
out of any Eagles quarterback ever.
biggest
like,
bet.
that was amazing.
That's the biggest straight bet I've ever made.
Really? That's good.
Glad I won.
Yeah, I remember I bet the Eagles versus Texans last year, and we won by 1 point or 2 points or something like that.
When do we play the Texans? Oh yeah,
That's the game where Nick Foles went
yeah.
off. Yeah, he broke the record.
He broke the record.
Yep, that was awesome. I'll never forget Nicky Six. He was awesome. Sucks we don't have a backup like him now.
So you've been outspoken
Yeah,
about the Eagles winning the Super. Who are they going to play in the Super Bowl?
guys. I think it's gonna be Eagles, Jets Super Bowl.
Eagles and the Jets.
I think it's gonna be Eagles and Jets Super Bowl. All right.
So you think you believe in Darnold that much?
I do. Adam Gase has experience now. I feel like this team will go through the playoffs. It'll be a shocker to some, not to me.
If the Jets are in the Super Bowl, then Le'Veon Bell is the MVP of the league.
Yep, I agree.
And I like Le'Veon Bell's like 500 to 1 to win the NFL MVP right now.
Look at J. Michael Tucci.
J. Michael
He
Tucci.
says the same thing every single show.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
care
not
about
either.
that part of your body, James.
Yeah.
Eagles Jets. So Jets over who in the AFC title game?
Colts.
I love the Colts.
Yeah.
I think they're just built the right way. I think Andrew Luck's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
I think Marlon Mack is a nice sleeper for fantasy.
Yep. They had the most
He's-
cap space in the league last year.
He's 35 to 1 to win the rushing title. I think that's a pretty good value bet. I think he's gonna have a good year. T.Y. Hilton, Eric Ebron, they have good pass catchers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, their defense, I mean, they had the defensive rookie of the year last year, that linebacker out of Illinois.
Yep.
Phillies. I like the Colts a lot. A team that I like that I think is going to really flourish without having distractions in their locker room like they had last year is the Steelers. I think they win the North.
Bryce Blackwell just said something interesting. He said the Falcons will bounce back. It's funny you said that because I have us starting the season 1-1. All right, I have us beating the Redskins. I have us losing to the Falcons, which sets up an amazing winning streak.
Well, that's a tough game.
Yeah, the
At Atlanta, prime time, that's not an easy game.
We haven't beaten them in Atlanta since 2009.
Atlanta seems to always find a way to screw everything up.
Yeah. Atlanta gives us fits on the road.
But, I mean, you look at
All the
Atlanta,
time.
they should be good. Devontae Freeman's back healthy. They have Julio Jones. Calvin Ridley looked like
Matt
a
Ryan's
beast last
up
year.
and down every single year.
Yeah, but
He
he's
was
a
the MVP. He was the MVP.
He's a franchise quarterback, though.
Yeah, he's good. Matt
I think
Ryan's
Matt
very
Ryan-
good.
Like, Matt Ryan deserves to be, one of those big-time paid quarterbacks that you're building a franchise around. He's
Definitely.
a true professional.
Yeah, 100%. And, I think we lose that game. We start off 1-1.
Well, they're not going to be 16-0. They're going to lose games.
Yeah.
I think
And I'm going to
that.
that game. The round trip flight on that trip was 137.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I need winter games to go to. I still got to
Go to Buffalo. Buffalo. We're all going to Buffalo.
I need November.
Me, Tom, Jake, and
What's
Ty.
that,
Ty is
October?
going to
What's that,
Buffalo.
October something?
Yeah, late October, like Halloween. We're taking a road trip up there.
I might hop on that.
Let's go. I
Did
want
you guys get tickets yet?
Nope. I want to jump through a table.
I'm definitely jumping through a table.
totally.
I'm definitely drinking. I'm definitely doing about 10, 15 shots of vodka.
Yeah,
and then jumping through a table.
We only go up there once every 8 years, so I mean,
Yeah, I'll keep me in the loop on those plans.
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely. Yeah,
Go mix it up there.
that'll be my second road game in 2 weeks. I'll be at Dallas and then Buffalo, so it's gonna be very interesting.
That's one of the
season.
losses I have too. They're gonna lose
Dallas?
one game to Dallas.
I think they lose.
I'm not sure which one.
I think they lose to Dallas at home. They
seems-
always own us at home. I don't know what it is.
we need to beat those scumbags though. They swept us last year.
Yeah, they did.
Bunch of.
Which is another reason why I can't trash them because they kind of own us right now.
So the Eagles get there over who in the NFC?
Okay, let me think about.
And I want to
this
get your
one.
thoughts on the NFC North because I can't sort it out.
I think the Eagles win over Carolina.
I said that last year, but that's another team. It's always something with them.
Carolina's gonna be good this year. I actually have Carolina as the 2nd seed this
Do
year.
you think they win the South?
I do. I think Carolina wins the South.
So you think
I think the Saints drop off.
Kuechly? Well, I can't stand the Saints and how big of babies they're being. They're still butthurt over that game.
Mm-hmm.
Time to be professionals and move on. You got a new season.
Yep.
You got a big target on your back because you've been a good team the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's time to get over it and start moving on because if you're still thinking about last January,
Yeah.
this September, you're getting hit right in the mouth. You're going to lose football games.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have Carolina.
So I don't disagree with the Saints.
and we get a revenge against them 2003.
Yeah, Ricky Manning Jr.
Yeah. Jake Delhomme.
Oh, my God.
How
That
the
was
hell
such
did
a
we lose to
bad
Jake
loss.
Delhomme? Jesus Christ.
Minnesota was a good team.
Oh,
with an
no
average
Crookie tonight? That's a shame.
Minnesota was a good team with an average quarterback. But, that average quarterback got them to the NFC Championship game.
I was never scared of Minnesota. Like, when they came into the link, I was like, how are we underdogs in this game? I didn't get it.
Baffled me, too, because I thought they were going to lose to Atlanta. Once they beat Atlanta, they were winning the Super Bowl.
And then they had
in my
that
opinion.
miracle against the Saints. They shot their load that game. And then
Well, that's one of the things that look like coming off a big high like that,
Yeah.
you're gonna. There's nowhere to go.
I was
but down.
watching. I was like, holy shit.
I was at the sports book in Vegas, and
Yeah.
everyone lost their bets on the Saints.
That's amazing.
It was
It
bedlam.
was 5.5. No,
Yeah,
no.
it was
Everyone would
bedlam.
lose their bet on the Vikings because
I bet it
it
the
was
night
5.5,
before.
and
I
they lost by.
pushed.
They won by 5. Yeah, I remember that.
I
My friend texted me. He was like, "This is so rigged." I was like, "Maybe."
Yeah, I got a push out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how that happens.
Bob Brakeman thinks it's gonna be Eagles versus Chargers in the Super Bowl. Chargers, that's another team that just can never really. seem to
Nah, I don't
figure
see.
it out.
You wanna know why? Because last year I thought the Chargers were good. They go up to Foxborough and get completely trashed. Like it wasn't even a game, and I bet on the Chargers. And I was like, "Fuck you, Philip Rivers, and your 10 kids or whatever he has."
Michael Tucci, Eagle versus Patriots again. New England knows how to cheat.
Nah, they're done. New England is done. Finally, they don't have Gronk anymore.
Over the Rams.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the NFC North?
NFC North, I have the Packers winning that division. I think Aaron Rodgers brings together the troops this year. He has a breakout year, and I think they're actually the 3rd seed in the NFC. So
I think Minnesota is in a good spot
I don't like their QB.
to rebound. Neither do I.
Yeah.
But they have a great roster around
They
him.
had all the marbles last year heading into that last game, and they couldn't get it
Yeah,
done
they
against a
choked.
Bears team who had no momentum. They didn't care about that game, and they won it. It's
No, they sat everyone.
yeah. They sat everyone in the 3rd quarter, and then they just they beat the
They
better
still
team
won.
that day. Yeah.
But,
So
Dalvin Cook's one of my could be a bounce back guy. for
didn't
you
he tear his
fantasy
ACL
players.
last year?
I forget what he did, but he was injured and had a down year. But I think he's got a lot of talent, and I think that they're going to be a more run-oriented team with DiFilippo not
Yeah.
there anymore. I don't think DiFilippo and Zimmer, I don't think their philosophies on football ever jived at all. I think that was just oil and water the whole time and was just doomed from the beginning.
Okay.
Minnesota has a really good defense. They have Kirk Cousins. I think he's pretty average, but Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen are not average.
Adam Thielen's a beast.
Kyle Rudolph is not average. He's a pretty good tight
He's
end.
good. Yeah. He's not premier, but he's good.
They got a pretty decent line. I think they get a good running game. I don't know. I think they could be a bounce back candidate this year.
I'm not sold on them. Their fans could eat a bag of shit
And then
too. Like I
you
don't
got
care.
the Bears, and I don't know what to think of Trubisky.
What did Bob say?
The Chargers may have the best secondary in football. With the edge rushers, they should dominate.
Yeah, they had it last year and they completely choked in the playoffs. So
Well, Bosa. I wonder what the odds are on Joey Bosa to win Defensive Player of the Year.
pretty high. I think he's a plus 500.
5-1.
Yeah.
It's not really enough for me to.
No, not to lay the hammer.
I wonder what Myles Garrett is on Cleveland. That'd
Myles
be a good
Garrett's a stud. He's a beast.
one. This could be his breakout year, which brings me to the Browns.
Browns. A lot of egos. A lot of people like Baker Mayfield. He's a good QB. It showed in that Jets game last year because Tyrod Taylor wasn't doing anything. Baker Mayfield comes in and wins the game for them. So right off the bat, you know he's a good QB because he has the presence. He has the leadership. He has the will to win, the drive to be successful as an MVP quarterback or candidate. But the problem is you're putting a lot of egos into one with Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Baker Mayfield. And the coach is the rookie. So, Freddie Kittles, right?
Freddie Kitchens, yeah.
Kitchens, yeah. I don't
He's
know. I don't know.
It's a tough first job.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a tough first job.
He's the favorite to win the coach, actually. The NFL Coach of the Year. Freddie Kitchens.
Wow, I'll take Doug P, man.
I mean,
If I'm a bet on someone, I'm betting on my coach.
yeah, but you know what? The reason why Doug P won't win is because everyone expects the Eagles to be good anyway.
Yeah, but he went 13-3 with a backup quarterback the last couple games, and they still gave it to Sean McVay.
Well, yeah, because it's a regular season coaching award.
The Eagles were the 1 seed.
Yeah, they were. But Sean McVay, he's
He's a
good.
good coach.
He's a good coach. Yeah, I'm not.
I got you.
Yeah,
Doug P should have won that award, though. Come on now.
yeah. Just like Carson should have won MVP.
I agree with that strongly.
Yeah.
Agree with it strongly.
Yep.
Video interruption.
On Facebook, so we have to go to YouTube.
Go to YouTube. What's going on YouTube? Any comments, Kyle?
Let me look at YouTube right now. All right, YouTube. We have Bryce Blackwell saying Jets, Pats, Browns, Steelers, Ravens, Jags, Texans, Chiefs, Chargers, and Colts are loaded. It's a lot of teams, Bryce. But yeah, I mean,
All right, looks like we're back up on Facebook. Great job, Frank.
Beautiful job, Frank.
We got the Little League World Series on. Bob might have. I hope he might have the Phillies on, thinking it's the Little League team.
Yeah.
But the Little League, yeah, that should be getting going. That's always fun to
I
watch.
cannot wait for that UFC card. Miocic versus Cormier. That's going to be awesome.
What's going on? When's John Jones fight again?
He fought last month. He fought the guy on an ACL tear and an MCL tear.
What's with that Chris Cyborg stuff?
She's gone.
Why is Dana White?
Because
I don't follow the UFC.
Because
really.
she's a man. So, I mean, basically they cut ties with her because she thinks she's the best in the world, even though she looks like a man and has muscle tone like a man and took steroids like a man.
Did she fail drug tests?
Yeah, she failed drug tests like in 2011. So basically, she was asking for way too much money, and she wouldn't take the Amanda Nunes fight at all because it's a
Why
hard
not?
fight. It's a
Why?
hard fight.
Well, isn't that what? That's the point of UFC.
Exactly. The best of the best come to the UFC. So the reason why they
And what?
ended the
Dana
contract,
White said we want to have a mega fight with you and Nunes, and
she said she wanted to fight someone else to work her way up. That's not how it works. Not the UFC.
Why wouldn't
anyway.
you want it? I mean, if you're a UFC fighter, you have. First off, there's very few opportunities for women UFC fighters to close a show. And I think Cyborg Nunes would close a show.
A lot of the women in the UFC now fight like men. Like when it first started, it was like very boring. Now it's like they all have muscle, and it's awesome. Like there's this one chick named Valentina Shevchenko, and her and Amanda Nunes duked it out. Like blood was all over the place, and it was just awesome to watch. Shevchenko fights Liz Carmouche this Saturday on ESPN Plus. So that'll be really awesome. Like, by the way, UFC is like one of my top tier sports. I love fights.
You know a lot about UFC.
I went to Vegas for the UFC card. It was unbelievable. Like, I love going to fights. It's so energetic. And in November, MSG, apparently, Conor's going to fight Khabib.
Again?
Yes, and I will be in the crowd for that because that will be fucking awesome.
I was in Old City watching that fight, and all the Irish blood was out.
Yep.
And when Conor fought, all they did at the bar
He got
was
picked apart. Yeah, I watched
when
that.
they lost, they got mad and they just started swinging.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was watching Xfinity
They
Live. It was a
started
packed
swinging.
house. And people that say McGregor isn't a good fighter, they're full of shit. McGregor was not only a good fighter, he knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds, the king of the featherweight division, for 10 years.
Best featherweight of all
Knocked
time,
him
I'm told.
out completely. You could say that McGregor, the money got to his head, but when wouldn't money get to anyone's head? You know, you're in a vicious sport, and, you know, to get paid to be in a vicious sport, you're not going to want to fight all the time, and I completely get that. So they're going to have to pay him a lot of money to come back to the UFC, give him the right fight, and we'll see what happens.
Didn't he sign like a long-term contract with the UFC?
No,
before the Khabib fight.
What happened is when the Mayweather fight came to fruition,
Right.
they had a deal with him that was like, if you don't feel like coming back to fight after this Mayweather fight because you're getting paid so much, we will void the contract. So you'd have to sign another one. So that's basically what happened there. And then he signed, I think, a 3-fight deal with before the Khabib fight. And now he's taking it forever to come back because I think he just got so washed in that fight that he doesn't really know what to do anymore. I hope he comes back. I'm a huge McGregor fan, but if your head's not in the game, don't come
You're gonna
back.
get hurt.
Because you're going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
It's a vicious sport. Like, I was there in Vegas when Askren got knocked
look
out.
At this lineup. Why is Reese Hoskins been second?
When
Why is he been second?
When Askren got knocked out by Masvidal with the knee in 5 seconds, I was like, how can you take that knee and then just get up like that? Like, that's just vicious. Imagine getting knocked out by a knee. Like, that's disgusting, man. Like, that's why I love the sport. It's so violent. I have so much respect for these fighters. Like, I really do. And people say boxing's more brutal. Fuck no, it isn't.
Well,
I
you
don't
can
know.
get beaten a variety of ways in
Kicked in the face, back
UFC.
back
as
elbow.
opposed to boxing, you're just standing there and throwing hands.
Yeah, forget it. Boxing's an art, but mixed martial arts is just barbaric.
Bob Brakeman, Little League World Series on. Awesome. Love when they post the
Yeah, we're
player-
watching it right now.
Love when we had the Phillies on in here. The Real Talk
Exactly.
Phillies. Love when they post player stats in Little League, like 4'10", 94 pounds.
Yeah.
I remember the Hawaii team last year was loaded.
He's
But
going to hit a bomb right here, watch.
3-0, I'm not letting him swing.
Dude, they're going to win tonight. They're going to sweep. I'm telling you right now.
I hope you're right, but like,
Come
I don't
on,
get it.
Brycey. Show him how much.
Why can't you just put Bryce Harper fourth? Why can't you just put Bryce Harper fourth?
Wow, he sucks.
There you go.
This pitcher's brutal.
All right, so here's exactly what you need. Bryce
Yeah.
Harper's on, no outs,
You're gonna win this game.
nobody on.
You're gonna.
This pitcher's a Bryce bomb.
This pitcher's location is so off.
407.
Yeah.
407 runners score with runners on base. There's 2 ducks in the pond here. Look at Gabe. He just
Gabe's
looks,
like, yeah, we're gonna win the game.
he just looks lost. Like, oh man, I finally got Bryce to the plate.
He's gonna strike out.
Bob Brinkman, this guy messed with the lineup too much. Now Hoskins second. I totally agree. I don't get it. Just flip flop Harper and Reese.
All right. What do you say? Bomb here or strike out? I'm gonna go a strikeout on 4 pitches. That's what I'm gonna say.
I'll go bomb.
You'll go bomb.
Come on, Bryce.
All right. Let's see what happens. 1 strike.
That's
All right.
strike one.
That's
One
one.
pitch. 1 pitch. 1 strike.
Yep.
You're looking good,
I don't know. I usually don't go good with these. That looks like a metal bat.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
It might be. You might hear a big cling.
Is that a shave? It's a clean shaven face by Bryce Harper. Doesn't he usually have a beard?
Didn't he have a mullet like last week?
Well, he hasn't cut his hair in forever.
Yeah. That's.
Oh, he's getting
I'm
squeezed.
I'm
getting
gonna-
squeezed.
I'm gonna get fucked here.
getting squeezed.
All right. Listen to our commentary for a little
Bob
bit.
wants a Bob wants a sack fly. You can't have a sack fly. There's not a guy on third.
Baltimore caught up to the Yankees. Wow, this sucks.
Ooh, Boston.
Yeah,
It
fine.
might pick up a game, Kyle.
Yeah. Then it'll be 13.
Come on, Bryce.
Way outside, so I'm done. Okay, it's 2-1.
We could still strike out, but I mean, it's not 4 pitches.
Yeah, it won't be 4 pitches. I think I don't know what's gonna happen. They'll probably get a weak ass.
Anyway,
walk.
15 minutes left on the Sports Hounds. The Sixers
jerseys.
have new uniforms. I
Putrid.
think you don't like them.
No,
I
absolutely
think they're
not.
kind of fresh.
They look terrible.
They look terrible.
They look horrible. I wanted them to bring back the black ones.
Oh, that's a big part of the yard. Big part of the yard.
Oh my!
Ah.
What a catch! Not really. but
Did they tag up? They tagged up.
they tagged up.
All right.
That would have been out in Cincinnati
All's not-
Park.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big ballpark, and he just roped it to the.
Yeah, that was laced.
All right. Well, be that as it may.
At least
So
he's making contact.
You're out. You're out on, but he didn't pull that ball.
Kind of did.
He tried to.
Yeah. But but what I was telling Tom before, he's trying to do it on his own now, and he pulled the ball there. So there you go. That's what you're paying him for.
He's pulls the ball because that's the team philosophy that gets jammed down his throat, which is flawed.
Yeah. He's a $330 million man, dude. He's got to do it on his own. He's got to be a big boy.
I don't disagree with that because I think these guys listen to their hitting coaches too much, and I think hitting coaches get in the way.
Well, this
way too
dude, this
much.
pitcher sucks. They should be teeing off on him.
Hitting coaches should be there. Like, yo, you want to do tee work 2 hours before the game? I'm here for you.
Yeah.
You want to do tee work 2 hours after the game? I'm here for you.
Right.
Not sitting down with you, telling you how to approach hitting. These guys got to the major leagues hitting how they hit, approaching the game how they approach the game. It's not your job to reinvent the wheel with these guys.
This guy's pitching whales, all right, and they're not making contact.
They're going to get to him, but you got to get to him right here. You got to get a hit here.
JT 274. That's not bad.
No, he's been on absolute tear. Absolute tear.
OPB is on base percentage.
Yeah.
Okay.
332, 320,
I
whatever.
said OPS for a second.
No.
All right.
I mean,
let's
his
see.
OPS is probably through the roof right now. Like,
At least
I mean,
make
he's
contact.
grooving these things here. Tucci, I'm
Yeah, he's
not the only one person confused by Gabe Kapler's lineups, right?
No, he is as well.
I'm confused by him.
Yeah.
I'm totally confused by him. But anyway, see, when you sent that in the text to put on the show, I thought you were a fan of the Sixers uniforms.
No, not at all. I just
You don't
thought-
like the white
I-
with the 70
no,
and 6 on
I
there?
thought-
I think it's the best.
Wow, that was easy.
I think that this uniform is the best uniform they've come out with since they started losing on
No,
purpose.
I
and
want to.
making up new uniforms every year because it's all a scheme and a scam to sell merchandising because they had an inferior product.
I wanted their black ones back or the blue ones. You know, the blue ones that had the.
Like when they had hip hop.
Yeah, dude, I love those uniforms.
I miss
No.
hip hop. Hip hop was a cool mascot.
It was the owner didn't like them. They'd rather have a dog.
Franklin the dog, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Franklin gets after it on the dance floor. Comes out on his Segway, cuts a rug, man.
Yeah, no one beats Gritty, though.
Who's the best uniforms in pro sports?
Pro sports? Carolina.
The Panthers.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Carolina Panthers.
I love the Eagles helmets. I love the wings on the side.
I love the team. I don't really like the design of the jersey, but I love the team.
And then I like the Raiders.
Oh, wow. That is horrible. That is bad.
That's Gene Segura all season long.
Yeah.
Player that hits 300
They
everywhere.
were making it look easy getting on base, and they just get out of it like that.
Cesar leads off the
pretty bad.
game with a single. Hoskins walk. You have first and second, nobody out.
Nobody out.
But like,
Yeah, if
why
Harper
are you trying
set
to
the
do
tone
too
by
much
pulling
there?
the ball.
Yeah, but come on, dude. That's roped.
Yeah.
And the guy tagged up to third. So all Realmuto had to do was hit a fly ball, and it gets a run home.
Pats fan 12 says, "What's up, boys?
What's up, Pats fan 12? Pats fan 12. I'm assuming.
Patriots fan, maybe.
Is this the year they fall off?
Yeah, I think so.
You know who I like on their team, who I think supremely talented? I think he's going to get a lot of touchdowns with Gronk not in the mix. Sony Michel.
Of course.
I think they're going to be
He's
run-centric.
Georgia Pride. He was on the team with who? Melvin Gordon?
No, Gurley.
Yeah, Todd Gurley and Melvin Gordon. I think it was Gordon.
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
Okay, that was it.
Good
yeah,
pull,
yeah.
Frank. Thank
Good
you.
pull.
But, like, they went from Gurley to Chubb to Michelle.
Melvin Gordon was Wisconsin.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now they have a good running back this year, Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
That's my next article, a betting preview for college football.
It's a good
about 75%.
College football's
done
right
it.
around the corner. I love the first week. I bet on the overs and I usually get fucked. So, you know, that would I love it. I always go down to AC. I bet on the games. And it's
Why?
just
You
so much fun
you just bet on your phone.
because I get the money right after the games.
It's true.
Yeah. So that's why I go. And I always play
But if you have like the app or whatever they have at whatever casino you go to, you're a Harris guy, right?
Yeah. I go
Like
to,
you can't just have it buzzed over to your account.
well, the thing is I have to go up to the window because they don't have online gaming at Harris. So I have to go up to the book because that's where I get my credits. You know, because I'm a platinum player. I go there a lot. So I have to bet with them to get my credits.
Who you like to win the Natty? I like Georgia a lot.
National champion? I have to go with Clemson. I think
There's no money in that though.
there's not. But, you know, if I'm being realistic, I'll say Clemson. Now, a dark horse, I have to go with Notre Dame.
They're not going to be good.
I
though,
think
this
so.
year.
I like Notre Dame. Like, I really do. I thought they were going to go far last year, but the problem is they ran
Yeah, but
into
they got a
powerhouses.
new quarterback, and I'm not a fan of their coach, and they lost a lot.
You don't like Brian Kelly?
No, and they lost a lot of. They didn't have any first. Well, actually, yeah, because Tillery went in the first round, but you know they're
My boy Velasquez.
their upper echelon talent on defense is all gone. So I don't like that pick.
Who's your dark horse?
I mean, Georgia at 8-1. Iowa State's a team I like a lot out of the Big 12. Not to win the national championship, but to maybe win the Big 12.
Okay.
Get to a big-time bowl game.
Right.
And, you know, if you win the Big 12, you're going to be in the mix for a playoff spot.
Yeah, the Big 12 always sucks on defense.
They
so.
have, but they have. That's why I like them because they have by far the best defense in the Big 12. They have 5 first-team selections to the all Big 12.
Yeah.
All Big 12 team.
I'm not disagreeing.
And I like their quarterback. He was the freshman of the year last year in the Big 12.
Who do you think is going to be the breakout quarterback this year in all of college football?
I like Fromm to win the Heisman.
I like Justin Herbert.
Oregon.
Yeah. I think he's going to be a beast this year. And
Is
God.
that staying in?
Oh, fuck.
Did he get it?
No.
No.
Of course he didn't. He's going to third easily.
That's a AAA. What's
Yeah.
his bottom one?
Yep.
Well, that's another reason they sent down. 'cause
Phillies fans, you need to hold your breath because these hitters cannot get batters in to save their lives.
I mean, the pitchers can't
And
hit
they're, and they're just going to blame the manager
But,
again.
you know, Franco's down
and
right
blah,
now.
Blah, blah. Yeah,
I
don't get it.
whole scheme of things, Franco's down because Kingery's going to
Yeah,
play
but how are
third.
you going to blame the manager on this? Like, they had first and
Kyle,
second,
it's one-
nobody out.
It's one batter.
But come on, dude. This is the same stuff every single game. The hitters do this themselves. You know, we're watching it. Together we're watching it. You know, they do this every game. I mean, I understand where Greg was coming from with the challenges, not having a challenge, and that's done. I understand that's
Yeah,
stupid.
but that stuff's been happening all season.
Yeah, but like when you're not hitting like this, wow, that's a run. When you're not hitting like this, it's a problem.
Yeah, now it's frustrating that no one could come through there. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And Chrome is hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of blame to go around with this team, but
Now, fortunately, you're facing an absolute trash can of a pitcher on the other side.
yeah, he was grooving him in the first inning. They should be able to get to him.
Yeah. But
And if that's all he gives up, like that's a no. But if Vince Velasquez lets up 1 run, 2 runs, 3 runs,
yeah,
like,
but
your
he wears
offense
out,
gotta
he
win
wears
that
out by
game.
the 4th, though.
I understand that. But let's just pretend that Vince Velasquez pitches 6 innings and gives up 3 runs.
Right.
Shouldn't I be expecting my team to win that game against this pitcher?
Yeah, you should. Eduardo Escobar's a stud. He's pretty awesome. 3-2. Nope. But I mean, the Phillies, in my opinion, should win this game. But what do I know? You know, I've been saying the Phillies should have won last week, and they got trounced by the White Sox. So I don't know. I'm not a Phillies fan. Thank God, I'm not a Phillies fan. But yeah, I'm praying that you guys win for your sake, Tom's sake, Greg's sake. You know, everyone that likes the Phillies.
I appreciate that.
Because I'm a nice guy.
You
know?
You are a nice guy.
Yeah. Except when I get into beefs on social media.
Yeah, you haven't been suspended much lately.
No, I haven't. But I don't know. Behind the scenes, you know, that's where you get all your juicy stuff. So, all right. But whatever.
3-1,
my God.
Grooved it. He's got it, though.
Yeah, he's fast. Roman Quinn is a really good player, in my opinion. My opinion. Greg, don't kill me on that.
He's not. He has an elite elite skill set with his speed.
Yeah.
But he's got no power, and all he can do is just slap the ball on the ground and hope he beats it out.
Yeah, pretty much. Roman Quinn's been pretty decent for you guys. I've been watching.
I know. You are watching more. I can tell by the way you craft your arguments.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I have to because I have to come here every single Monday and put up with your bullshit. So, yeah.
All right. That'll do it for the Sports Hounds this week. I'll be off next Monday. Kyle and Brad will be here. All 3 of us will be back on the 18th. We'll see you then. Thanks for listening.
Adios.